Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken, and when I want to catch up with Youngstown sports, I tune in to Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Back here at the Goggins Center as we get ready for the Jets and the Ice Hounds here to start off this Sunday. 9:15 was the scheduled time, a little bit behind. However, some scores from last night. The Youngstown Phantoms, they would remain undefeated. They would get the win over Team USA 5-2. And then over on City View Sportscast, it was the debut of the Worcester Bulls. They would get their first win of the season over the Forge by a score of 7-6 at the Alice Noble Ice Arena right there in Worcester. So congratulations to them on their first win. And then for the Youngstown Phantoms, they continue to be undefeated here early in the 2025-2026 season. And we're just moments away from puck drop here. Want to remind you, coming up next Friday, the Youngstown Patricians High School football game of the week back here on Western Reserve Radio. It will be Poland traveling over to Niles to take on the Red Dragons. 6:35 airtime, 7 o'clock kickoff. With yours truly, the coach of Gessler, Dave Ferris, Matt Craven. We will all be working to bring that to you as the Poland Bulldogs come off a win last week over South Range. A dominating win by a score of 34-0. Both teams at their respective nets now as they get ready for Game 4 of the weekend. This has been essentially an Ohio versus Indiana showcase with the Northern Kentucky Norsemen stepping in there as well. Again, the Jets get the win over the Norsemen last night, 3-1. And we are still waiting. And it looks like Brett Jankowski will get the start in net for the Canton-Akron Jets. He was last in action on Friday. He took the 3-1 loss to the Hamilton Southeastern Hockey Club out of Indiana as well. He'll be in the net to our left. And we will wait to see who the starting netminder will be for the Ice Hounds coming up here. Beautiful weekend here down at Miami University here in Oxford, Ohio. Homecoming weekend. Great crowd yesterday. Very busy here around on campus and in the city of Oxford. And it looks like that's going to be Baylor Rowe starting in net for the Carmel, Indiana Gold Ice Hounds. He'll be in the net to our right. So over the weekend, we've had a couple players here. We knew were new, did not get their information, so we'll introduce you now. Marco Capabianco wearing number 24, joining our roster, as well as Mason Doris. He is wearing number 6. Two great additions for the Jets as they try to defend their Buckeye Cup title. And we are underway as LaChance will take the face-off. Craven will send this one D to D. He'll send it over to Balestrino. Balestrino up the boards. LaChance chipping it into the zone for the Jets. It'll head around the net of Rowe. And the Ice Hound's going to shift this one back around Rowe. And it's going to be Stagmeyer in there, causing a little bit of chaos. He'll get some help. And the puck loose. near row. He'll reach out for it, can't get to it. Nicely was there. Shot from the front of the netminder, but it's going to go off his chest and back into play as the puck will be sent down mid-ice. As Jets will go for a change. And one player going down, no call, as LaChance is in the middle of 4 blue jerseys. Incidentally, the Icehounds in their royal blue with the gold numerals, gold detail. Canton-Akron in their white jerseys with the navy blue shoulders and the navy blue numbers outlined in light blue. Puck through center. He'll head back down towards row, and he'll have to stop it. No icing coming up here. He'll cover it up. 15:49 left here, first period. We are scoreless. Of course, the NFL in action early this morning as well. Kickoff scheduled for 9:30 as the Minnesota Vikings will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Dublin, Ireland. We'll try to keep you up to date on that score because, of course, hockey's on. I'll drop this one to the right of row and work it out to the point. Jets trying to work it down in the slot. Nobody there. Jack Pryor working defensively for the Jets. Doris now down the near boards in our near right corner. Ian Tyler Benson tied up with a couple of Icehounds, and it'll be Capabianca now chipping this one back behind the goal line, where Ethan Gustin will try to send it out, but he'll be harassed by some Jets. Battle for it as it goes out towards center, and Jack Pryor going to step in. He'll drop this one for Capabianca. Capabianca trying to battle off the boards through 2 Icehounds, and then it'll be shipped back out to center. Odd man rush here. They'll take a shot here, go wide left of the cage. Indiana will go for the change. Youngstown will Canton-Akron will make a few changes. Got some phantoms on the mind here today. As Pryor tried to work to the inside, he'll be knocked off the puck. And the Icehounds will reset from behind row. Ethan Bell there. Will force him to send this one to the far board. Jets are able to keep it in the zone. Pryor working to the inside from the high slot. Takes a shot, and it's going to go in. 14:27 of the first period. Excuse me, that's going to be Sebastian Dabb with the goal. That'll give the Jets a 1-0 lead here. Yeah, from the slot, putting it in. Right past the glove side of Baylor Rowe. Indiana going to win this one clean. Craven going to pick this one up on the near left corner. Chip it back up the board. They'll try to get it to Bell. They'll actually sail all the way down as quickly. We'll chase this one as well for Indiana. Ethan Bell, though, stepping in. Lower right corner, working around row, looking for somebody in the slot. Has Deacon Johnson. But he'll have to send it back out to the point. Gage Weaver taking the shot. It'll go off the pad of row and into the near board. Back out the center where the Jets will reset with the puck. Actually, Gage Weaver will have to chase this one all the way back. No icing. He'll be chased down by Stankiewicz. Battle on the boards now for Indiana. They'll pick this one up. They'll walk the blue line, chip it back down into the far board, and send it into the slot. Stankiewicz takes a shot, swallowed up by Brett Jankowski. Jankowski with the save. Both teams going for a change. Balistrino, Stagmeyer, nicely. LaChance and Pryor out for the Jets. They'll drop this one to the right of Jankowski. Charles Davis for the faceoff for the Icehounds. However, Rossi nicely with the breakaway. 2-on-1 if they work, but couldn't get past Brody French, and the puck will sail to the far side. They'll battle for it at center. Nicely coming back as Stagmeyer to his right and takes a shot, but it's going to go wide right into the cage. Stagmeyer working to the inside still. Dropping it to Pryor. Pryor takes a shot. Looking for the redirect from Nicely. Couldn't connect on it. Icehounds chipping this one down through, and it'll be Pryor. He was trying to get that from Schluter, that was Davis, but Davis blew a tire, went into the boards, and now it's going to be LaChance down the far boards, working to the inside, has Stagmeyer behind him, tried to feed him, but it's going to go off of a skate of the Icehounds. Stagmeyer in a battle now. He'll lose the puck. They'll send it out to center. He'll have to clear, however. Balestrino stepping in, bringing it down the near board. Defenseman looking for somebody. Has two Icehounds in front of him. Can't get around him, but he'll lose the puck. They'll bring it through center. Icehounds now with possession. They'll take a shot, and it's going to go high over the cage. Jankowski's going to set it up for Pryor. Pryor to the far board. He'll get it out to Tyler Benson. Benson. He had a goal last night as well. He'll be knocked off the puck, and the Icehounds will bring this back into the zone quickly. Now sending it to the far side. Tried to get it to Davis. Puck loose in front of the net. Still loose. Kind of sat there. Quickly trying to get to it. He'll blow a tire and go down. Stankiewicz going to send this around the kick plate. They'll try to get it over to Engel. Ari Engel, that looked like a trip, but they're not going to call that. All right. Raven trying to send it around the kick plate. He'll take a bump. He'll get second chance at it. It'll be sent right back to him. Craven bringing it up the near board, trying to get past Gustin and Creer. And he'll send it over to Barbieri. Jack Barbieri working to the inside. He'll lose the puck forward, and he'll shoot it down to the net from the bench side, from near mid-ice. Gage Weaver now trying to work through center, looking for an option. Try to get it out to Dab. Dab couldn't handle it. It'll end up behind the goal line, behind Baylor Rowe. Dab from around the board is going to be knocked off the puck by Charles Davis. Weaver from the point, going D to D. He'll take the shot, and it's going to go wide left. From the corner, working the inside, that's Ethan Bell. Puck still loose here, working to the inside are the Jets. Dab trying to gather it up. Chevol trying to get the rebound, couldn't get to it, and it'll be covered up by Rowe. 10:47 left here, first period. Well, actually, they let the clock run another 2 seconds, so 10:45 left. Jets with a 1-0 lead over the Icehounds. I dropped this one to the left of Rowe. A chance to take the face-off for the Jets. Davis for the Icehounds will secure it. They'll win this one cleanly. Davis with Titus to his left. Takes a shot, but it's going to go off a player up into the netting, and we're going to get a stoppage with 10:34 left here in the first period. And as we so eloquently learned this weekend, they will have an ice cut between the 8.5-minute marks of the second period. We'll drop this to the left, the chance. Sending it down into the corner. He'll get it to Balestrino. Balestrino up the board. And the chance going to step in again, trying to get it up there nicely. Couldn't chase it down, and it'll be redirected back out the center by the Icehounds. Creer from the near side. Chased down by Stagmeyer. He'll take the shot. Pad save. And we're going to get a whistle, and I believe the net came off its moorings. As we will exchange some pleasantries behind the net. Quickly headed back out, and official having a little discussion with one of the Canton-Akron Jets. Trying to get a number on the second involved player, but doesn't look like anything's going to come out of it. That'd be Braden LaChance he was talking to. We'll try to keep you up to date on the Steelers and the Vikings over in Dublin. 9:30 kickoff for the NFL. As Varela now taking the shot, going to go wide left. And Craven will step in and battle for it. Jets will have this one. They'll bring it up the far board. He'll send it across ice. They'll get it to Stagmeyer. Stagmeyer into the zone. LaChance into the inside. Stagmeyer went to take a shot. Fanned on it. And the Icehounds will clear this one out to center. Creer had the puck. It's going to be knocked off his stick by Pryor. Pryor working near the Canton-Akron bench. He'll chip it up into the bench. We'll get the whistle with 9:42 left. .942 left here, first period. Canton-Akron with a 1-0 lead. Drop this one just outside the Jets' defensive zone. That'll be Capabianca. He'll send this one over as that's going to be Aiden Jolivet. with the puck. He'll drop this one down to Eastburn. Eastburn trying to work down the board, but he's going to have it taken away from him. And then it's going to be redirected back over to Capabianca, who will send it out to center ice. And it'll be Tyler Benson that will pick it up. Benson trying to get it to Capabianca. Didn't see it coming. Threw his legs to the near side. Now, Icehounds with possession. Tried to get into the zone. Nobody with them. Schluter was working down, but nobody there. Craven fighting for the puck behind the net. He'll pin a player up against the board. Schluter will come in and lock him up as well. Puck still tied up. Capabianca to come in here. He's going to move Schluter himself. Puck's loose now out at the point. Icehound feed into the slot. Looking for Nolan Eastburn, but couldn't connect on the pass. They'll get a second shot. Odd man rush here. Take a shot. It'll go wide left. That'll be Schluter for the Icehounds. That's now Capabianca trying to work down the far board. Doris now working through center. Tried to get the puck over to Tyler Benson, but he'll send this one down behind the goal line, and that's going to be icing coming up against the Canton-Akron Jets. 8:25 left here in this first period. Chabot, Daff, Johnson, Barbieri, and Weaver will be the 5 after the change. Drop this one to the left of Jankowski. Dapp setting it to the board. It'll be Icehounds with possession. It'll trickle in front of Jankowski. He couldn't find it. Going to cover it. It's going to go in on the redirect. Icehounds tie this one up. 8:17 left here in the first period. Icehounds, after being held scoreless last night, get the goal. Parker Titus going to be credited with that score. We are all tied up at 1. Off from center. Sebastian Dabb taking it for the Jets. Who's at center? Chabot working into the zone. They'll have Dabb behind him. It'll go off the boot of an Icehound. It'll hit into the upper right-hand corner. Jets trying to keep it. It takes a shot. Going to go off a body. Still loose at the point. And the Icehounds will now bring it through center. Odd man rush again there. He'll lose the puck. Send it back through center. And it'll be Chabot stepping in. Dabb working from the far side. He'll have Deacon Johnson in the slot. Looking for a pass there. Nobody there. Dabb still working, but he'll have 2 Icehounds on him. Puck now sailing out to center. And Deacon Johnson will send this one over to Pryor. Pryor going to go down. Bench looking for a penalty. Not going to happen. Balestrino now out at the point. They come off the bench. Dabb from the tie slot. Takes a shot. Going to go over the cage. Pryor from the near point. He'll drop it down into the circle. He'll feed it to Bell. Bell cycling around. Trying to get down into the circle. He'll go down. It looks like we're going to have our first penalty of the game coming up as Ethan Bell will be tripped up. I want to say that was going to be Ethan Gustin with the penalty. We'll see who they assess it to. There were a couple blue jerseys there. They could have been at fault. And Charles Davis will be the guilty party on this one. Canton-Akron Jets go to the power play. 7:07 left here. First period. Almost tripped up and said first quarter again. So a chance in Quigley to take the face-off to the left of Rowe. Stagmeyer sending it out to the far side. Trying to get it back to Pryor. And it'll be a chance again out to Weaver. Weaver working to the far boards. Through the circle, dropping it back to Pryor. Pryor taking a shot and off the pad. No rebound shot. And Stagmeyer now picks it up. Takes a shot wide right. Send it back out to the point. Pryor will keep it in. Send it back down behind the goal line. And the Icehounds will clear this one all the way down the other side. Jankowski will come out to play it. Pryor will pick up the puck set up. Actually, he'll drop and wait for LaChance. He'll drop it to Stagmeyer. Stagmeyer on the drop pass, working through center. He'll go down to one knee, but rebound. Bring it into the circle. 6:21 left here. 1:12 left on the power play for the Canton-Akron Jets. Down in the far right side. Pryor taking the shot through traffic. It'll go wide right of the cage. And Pryor keeping it in as it Puck came sailing back. A chance. Off the boards, gets it out to Weaver. Weaver from the circle. He'll have to bring it back out to the blue line from the high slot. Feeding it down. Try to get it to Stagmeyer. Couldn't connect on the pass. Puck will head all the way back down ice. Jankowski coming out to play it. He'll send this one out to mid-ice. Past Doris. And it'll be Henry Harder that'll pick it up for the Ice Hounds. Puck out to center. Capabianca working inside. They'll drop the puck to Weaver. Weaver, D to D, sending it to Jack Pryor. Pryor out to Doris. Didn't see it coming. It's going to be Ari Engel with the puck. He'll lose it from behind now. And it's going to be Capabianca taking a shot. Stopped by Rowe. Weaver now from the far point. Takes a shot. He couldn't get it. Capabianca looking for a rebound shot. Couldn't gather it up, though. And the Ice Hounds will get this out just far enough that they can go for a change. Schluter making his way to the ice for the Ice Hounds, as well as Gustin. Bell stepping in it, trying to pick up the pass. But it's going to be Engel with the puck. He'll lose it as Bell will get him with the back check. And it'll sail behind the goal line, behind Rowe. All penalties cleared here now. 4:52 left. First period. Craven and Weaver defensively. Craven going to send this one over to Weaver. And they'll send it up to the near boards. Cross ice. As now Sebastian Dabb had it for a moment. Deacon Johnson, though, will pick it up and take it into the zone. Johnson looking for an option here. Dabb working down in the slot. Looking for Ethan Bell. Bell sending it back out to the point. And it's going to be an offside. Puck slid just across the blue line. The clock will stop with 4:21 left here, first period. We are all knotted up at 1. Game 4 of the showcase weekend. They'll drop the puck just outside of the Jets offensive zone. They'll battle for it at center. Davis just came out of the box with the penalty. Will go down. Collision down in the far left corner. And it'll be the Jets with the puck. They'll get it up forward to Sebastian Dabb. Dabb working down behind the goal line. Bell in the slot. Deacon Johnson there as well. Raven on the near point. Puck will sail in front of Rowe. He'll cover it up. And the clock will stop with 3:53 left here in this first frame. So Schluter, Benning, Bean. And it's going to be Harder coming off the bench. We'll drop this one to the left of Rowe. He's going to win this one, however, have it knocked away. Regain possession at center. Bring it into the zone now, takes a shot, and it's going to go off of the Jets defender. Ice Sounds trying to keep it in from the far left corner. That'll be Schluter. Jets, though, being tenacious on that far side. Rossi nicely going to send it around the kick plate. He'll have Stagmeyer in front of him. They'll send it out the center as Mercado will chase this one down. Through center. And Indiana will send this down behind the goal line. Icing coming up against the Ice Hounds. 3:08 left here, first period. Very conservative shot count today, as Canton-Akron showing 8, Indiana showing 4. Seems pretty reasonable, I think. Some high shot counts yesterday. Stankiewicz will take the pace off. He'll lose this one. And a shot on goal from the point. This one will go up into the net. Clock will stop again with 3:02. I'll drop this one to the right of Baylor Rowe. Capabianca to take the face off. Weaver feeding it back down to Capabianca around the net. Tyler Benson trying to feed in the slot. Was looking for Doris. Couldn't connect on it. And it's going to be an offside as Weaver just over the blue line. Couldn't keep it in. As Johnson, Chavold, Dabb, Pryor, and Barbieri will make their way to the ice. 2:51 left here, first period. We are knotted up at 1. Drop it just outside of the Ice Hound zone. Quigley will pick it up. We are now Working down, he'll have Stankiewicz to his right, but Jets recovering quickly. All 5 players in the zone. And he'll take a spinning shot from the far side. And he'll sail behind the net. Icehounds working it back out to the point. Quigley dropping it to Stankiewicz. Stankiewicz cross ice. Trying to set up the shot. Takes a shot. Going to go high. It'll go off Pryor and into the glass. Still in play. Pryor going to battle for it with Gustin. Pryor trying to back pass that to Dab. Dab didn't see it coming. Icehound still with possession down the lower corner, but Jets will push this one out. Stankiewicz will return it, though. Out to center as this puck being bounced around like a ping pong. No real possession now as the Jets, they will finally have it. Barbieri working through center from the far side. Feeds in the slot, was looking for Chavold, couldn't connect on it. Puck through center. And Chavold tenaciously sending this one back down into the zone. Jets will go for a change. Pryor, LaChance nicely. Will make their way to the ice as well as Ethan Bell. Bell coming in, he'll dislodge an Icehound from the puck. And it'll be Ethan Bell from the far side. They'll set it up from behind Jankowski. Puck out to center. And the Jets trying to work it to the near side. Rossi nicely. Off the board. They're going to say no icing. And it's going to be a feed from Bell. And it's going to be, it'll be LaChance on the score. 1:03 left here, first period. Jets take a 2-1 lead. Braden LaChance on the feed from Ethan Bell. Puts the Jets up 2-1. Chance again going to take the draw from center. Chip it over it. And picked up by Gustin. He will send this up to about the third row of the stands. Shots on goal, 9 for Canton-Akron. 4 for the Icehounds. 57 seconds left here, first period. Update from Dublin, Ireland. Minnesota Vikings take a 3-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Icehounds now trying to clear this through center. Schluter has the puck. He'll go one-on-one with Weaver. Try to work to the inside. A chance there, and Rossi nicely. And work it back through center for the Jets. Chance takes a shot. Blocker side save by Rowe. An attempted rebound shot, but couldn't get to it. We'll get a whistle. It'll be covered up by Rowe. Kind of an awkward one. It looked like Braden LaChance was tackled, but no call on the ice. Excuse me, that's Rossi nicely with the, who was the victim of that. 30.7 seconds left here, first period. Canton-Akron 2. Carmel, Indiana 1. I'll take it out Craven from the point. He'll drop it down into the circle, trying to get it to Doris. From behind, and it'll be the Icehounds. With possession, Stankiewicz through center. He'll be one-on-one with Craven. Craven going to step in and knock it away. Trying to feed it into the slot. Nobody there. There quickly was the closest one to it. And it'll be Craven now with some speed through center. He'll have it knocked off his stick by Quigley, and he'll have to reset. He'll knock it through center. Stankiewicz has it, and it's going to be offside. Five seconds left here, first period. Jets with a 2-1 lead. Capabianca with the face-off. Craven will send this all the way down ice, but time will expire. Actually, we'll see if they're going to let it go or not. All right, no icing coming up here. So after one, Canton-Akron Jets, they take a 2-1 lead. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You were listening to Canton-Akron Jets hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Get ready for second period action here at the Goggin Ice Center on the campus of Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. The Canton-Akron Jets will take a 2-1 lead into the second period. Shots on goal in favor of Canton-Akron. They have 10, and the Carmel, Indiana Icehounds with 5. Actually, as we went to break, they said that there was 1 second left on the clock, so they actually took a face-off and then headed to the bench for the Canton-Akron Jets. Braden LaChance and Sebastian Dabb with the goals. For Canton-Akron, Parker Titus has the goal for the Carmel, Indiana Icehounds. So we'll flip sides of the ice here. It'll be Jankowski to our right. It'll be Rowe to our left. Try to get the names right. Get the right goalies here. I was going to say Connor Mold, but nicely with the faceoff, and he almost had a free shot on there, but quickly from behind, pick his pocket, and LaChance now will reset it from center. LaChance to the far side now, working to the inside. Try to work through a couple of Icehounds, looking for nicely in the slot. Too much traffic, couldn't get it there. Try to send it back out to the corner, but dropped it behind the net nicely. Trying to get it back out to LaChance. It'll be Pryor. Trying to keep it in at the near point. Out to center it will go, and nicely we'll send this one over to Gage Weaver. Weaver going to send this all the way around the kick plate. It should end up on the stick of Pryor. Pryor send it back into the circle to the right of Rowe. Off the boards. Pryor tried to palm that one down. It'll go around his head. And out to center. Weaver sending out to Ethan Bell. Bell on the far side. He'll have Mercado in front of him. Takes a shot. And it's going to go off the Icehound netminder high in the air. Dab from the circle to the right of Rowe. Takes a shot and covered up by Baylor Rowe. 7:29 left here in this first half of the second period. I think we've lost the metric conversion here. That would be 4 different periods, folks. That's a football game. Run to the right of Rowe. They'll drop this one. It'll be Dab for Canton-Akron. He'll be chased around by Deacon Johnson. Now Indiana out to Harder. Harder on the near side. Trying to work past Barbieri. He'll end up behind the goal line behind Jankowski. Craven on the post helping out the Jets netminder. Puck through center. Through the far side. Trying to get past French. He'll drop the puck. Ethan Bell Sending it right back. However, it's going to be the Icehounds with possession now. Through center. He'll get it to Harder on the near side. Harder and Craven one-on-one in the circle. He'll take the shot. Stick save by Jankowski. Bell on the circle. Now sending it back out the center. It'll go off the stick of Aiden Jolivet. No icing. 6:41 left here in this first half. And again, we will have an ice cut halfway through the second period. As Doris trying to take a shot away from the Icehounds as they move into the jet zone. Harder from the near side. Get it to Jolivet. But they're going to have to clear as he'll send it back into the zone. And French now going to send it right back into the zone, but it'll go right to the stick of a Jets player. Davis bouncing this one off the boards. It'll go high up in the air. Nowhere, didn't make any distance. Davis trying to work to the inside. Secondary shot coming from Eastburn, but it's going to be knocked away by Jankowski. Tyler Benson from the far side trying to work around French. Looking for somebody to set up. Feeds out to the outside. To the blue line. Barbieri takes a shot, but it's going to go off of the boot of Gannon Bean. And now with the back check is Capabianca. Doris now with the puck. Couldn't gather it up. He'll have to stop. And it'll be Capabianca that will chip it down into the zone and send it around row. French will pick it up from behind. Doris in the far left corner. Battling French. It's loose here. It'll go off the stick of Clanky. And to Eastburn. However, he's going to have that picked by LaChance quite nicely. As Stagmeyer now from the lower left corner will get it. He'll get turned around, and then Eastburn will have it. Clanky, the target of a pass, couldn't pick it up. Head coach Sean Houston for the Jets looking for a penalty on that one. No such thing coming. Nicely. Down ice there. He'll drop this one for LaChance. LaChance, odd man rush. He'll have nicely in the slot. Takes a shot, going to go wide right. Actually knocked away by the stick of Rowe. Nicely from behind the goal line. Trying to feed it in the slot to get it to Braden LaChance. And it'll be knocked away by Matthew Quigley. Stagmeyer trying to send it across, but Stankiewicz now with possession. He'll have to battle through his own player in Quigley. And he'll be chased down by Stagmeyer. He'll just get rid of this, send this all the way down. It'll go off the stick of Schluter and behind the goal line. Engel down in the corner. He'll feed this one over, but it's going to be Weaver with it quickly. Working it inside. He'll shoot this right into the chest of Jankowski. Came loose. Net comes off its moorings, and we're going to get a whistle. As quickly we'll go down. A little bit of contact after the whistle. Officials going to let that go a little bit as Deacon Johnson, Will Craven, and Barbieri will make their way to the ice. 4:04 left here in the first half of this second period. 2-1 is the score in favor of Canton-Akron. Shots on goal in favor of Canton-Akron as well, 12-8, respectively. Face-off to come to the left of Brent Jankowski. Stankiewicz taking it for the Icehounds. He'll take this one against Dab. Barbieri going to end up with it. Send it around a kick like out of Deacon Johnson. Johnson nicely setting it up for Dab. But he'll be back-checked, and it'll be the Icehounds working back through center. Stankiewicz trying to work to the inside. Barbieri going to take the lane away from Raven. Going to circle around as well. Help out Jankowski. Puck loose. Dab now working. He'll drop it for Ethan Bell. Bell working through center. He'll get into the zone. Takes a shot. Going to go high over the head of Rowe. Dab sending this one behind the net and picked up by the Icehounds. However, Ethan Bell tenaciously stepping in, takes it away from him, and looking to feed Johnson in the slot. Couldn't connect on the pass. Quickly now going the other way. Craven in front of him, taking the angle away. Quigley, no shot at that. Craven pushing him off the boards, actually knocking Quigley's stick out of his hand. Contact here at mid-ice. Ethan Bell delivering some shots. Craven will clear the puck all the way down the other end. He'll head to the bench. It'll be Doris and Balestrino heading to the bench. Shot by Capabianca. Looks like it was going to go over the back of Rowe, but he rebounded, knocked it away. Puck going to slide through the slot. Balestrino taking a shot, wide left, hits the post. Balestrino now chipping this one down behind the goal line. He'll wait for Doris to recover this. Vincent Doris up the boards, feed into the slot. Has Tyler Benson. Takes a shot. Titus was right there, and it's going to go up into the netting. And the clock will stop. With the first half, 2:29 left on the board there. Again, we'll have the mid-second period ice cut. That's a first for us. We'll drop this one to the left. Capabianca with the face-off for the Jets. No possession now. Jets finally going to take it in the middle. Pryor taking the shot. It's going to go wide left. Down in the lower left corner. Jets will battle on their near board. Doris trying to feed it to Benson in the slot, but it'll end up on the stick of Pryor out at the point. Icehounds now sending around a kick plate. They'll try to send it down ice, and Balestrino there to feed it over to Doris. Benson delivering a shot. Puck comes loose, and they'll send the puck back down into the Jets' offensive zone. Where it'll be Capabianca and Barella getting there simultaneously, but Icehounds with possession now. They'll bring it out through center. It'll be Benson chasing down Davis. Davis will go down. No call. And the Jets send this one down, but it's going to be icing coming up. Pryor was trying to hit Benson on the pass. Didn't see it. I think Benson was going for a change. But we'll flip sides of the ice here. They'll drop it to the left of Jankowski. 1:27 left here in this first half of this second period, just before the ice cut. Jets with 2-1 lead over the Carmel, Indiana Icehounds. Face off essentially won by Indiana, but took a shot on net that's going to be knocked away. Clanky with the attempted shot. Jets now trying to feed nicely in the slot, couldn't get there as Jolivet was in the way. Schluter now going to send this one around the goal line. Craven going to head down into the corner. He'll try to get there before Benning. Puck just sitting in the corner now. Nobody there. The chance finally getting there, and they'll send it out to the point. French taking a shot from the point. Going to go high over the cage. It'll end up on the near boards. Just under a minute to play in this first half of this second period. Nicely and Benning going to collide. They'll go down. Puck will sail down behind the goal line behind Rowe. And it'll be Jolivet trying to send it up there. It's going to be nicely stepping in there. He'll separate him from it, but Tal Schluter with the puck, and he'll also be removed from it. And now it's going to be LaChance. LaChance with 30 seconds. We'll try to send this one over to Stagmeyer. Stagmeyer didn't see it coming. They'll send it back around to Chavold. Chavold working from the far circle. Takes a shot. It's going to go off of an Indiana player, but it will stay in play with 18 seconds left here before the ice cut. Chavold now pinned up against the boards. Deacon Johnson stepping in. Johnson, a big body. Sent it out to the slot. It drifted out there. Backhand by Dab, but couldn't get through all the traffic. Johnson around the net of Rowe as we come to the end of the first half of the second period. We will have our ice cut. Shots on goal right now. Canton-Akron with 13. Carmel, Indiana with 8. We'll step aside for a timeout. Come back for the second half of the second period here at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. You're listening to Canton-Akron Jets hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia One Network.
Passion. Passion. Talent. Development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark. Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Period and a half in the books here at the Goggins Center on the campus of Miami University here in Oxford, Ohio. And Akron Jets take a 2-1 lead into the break. Shots on goal, 13 for Canton-Akron, 8 for the Icehounds. Scoring would be done like this in the first period. It would be Sebastian Dabb with 14:27 left in the first period. It would find the back of the net. And then with 1:03 left in the first frame, it would be Braden LaChance on the feed from Ethan Bell. It would get the second goal of the day for the Canton-Akron Jets. For the Icehounds, it would be Titus that would find the back of the net. Parker Titus would tie that one up briefly, but again, Chance and Bell connect on that. Only one penalty here through the first period and a half, and that's going to be Charles Davis that headed to the box 2 minutes for tripping. But overall, a clean game played here in Game 4 of this showcase weekend. Update from Dublin, Ireland. The Pittsburgh Steelers taking 7-3 lead over the Minnesota Vikings. And, of course, the Youngstown Phantoms were in action again last night. They took on Team USA. They get the win over the National Development Team. They are now 4-0 on this very young 25-26 season in the USHL. And congratulations to the Worcester Bulls. It was a pregame show last night with the Forge, and they would get the 7-6 win, so plenty of scoring down there at the Alice Noble Ice Arena in Worcester, Ohio. Great job there done by WRDL, bringing you all that action here. Of course, that game heard on CityView Sportscast. Coming up this Friday, Poland Bulldogs, they will travel to Niles to take on the Red Dragons. Poland coming off the big win over South Range. Speaking of South Range, it will be Mark Means, Dave Clark, Dave Ferris, and Matt Craven bringing you the Girard Indians and the South Range Raiders out there in Canfield over on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240, a big NE8 matchup. Will have a lot of effect on the Poland Bulldogs, of course, who we follow all year long on WRQX AM 600, The Patriot. We're looking forward to those lineups on Fridays. Scores have been a little bit tilted here this year, so I do believe that Mark and Dave are in store for a good one coming up this Friday out in Canfield Township. We're going to step aside for one more break. When we come back, we'll have the second half of the second period here at the Goggins Ice Arena on the campus of Miami University. You are listening to Canton-Akron Jets Hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One Network.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand scores! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You hear it all the time. Why Youngstown State University? Here's why. Because when it comes to engineering, medicine, sports, business, and the skills you need to take your place in the world, we take a backseat to nobody. Because we're the kind of people who look out for each other. Because we care about you, your success, and our future together. We are Youngstown State University, and now you know why. Nina's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken, and when I want to catch up with Youngstown sports, I tune in to Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Back here at the Gargan Ice Arena on the campus of Miami University here in Oxford, Ohio. The Coach Katie Arena. Beautiful facility down here in Oxford. Top notch here for the Miami Ohio University program. Both teams making their way back to the ice here. So get ready for the second half of the second period. 8:30 up on the board, 17-minute periods. But for whatever reason, making the cuts directly in the middle of the game, and guys seem to be having fun down there as well. As Jankowski now will be in the net to our right, Road to our left. Everything will kind of remain the same here. Update from Dublin, Ireland. The Pittsburgh Steelers now with a 14-3 lead over the Minnesota Vikings. That game kicked off at 9:30 a.m. here in the U.S. Quite frankly, I don't know what time it is in Ireland. As we get ready to get this started with Chance. And Stankiewicz for the face-off. Stagmeyer taking the shot wide left of the cage. And it'll head back out there. Craven trying to get it over to Pryor. Actually, Stagmeyer will pick it up, and he'll take a looping shot. And it'll be covered up by Rowe. He'll drop this one to the right of Rowe. Oh, I'm told it's 3:21 p.m. in Ireland. So it would have been just about a 1 o'clock kickoff, actually. Well, that's got to be rough playing a game there when you think it's 9:30 in the morning. But we don't mind that in hockey. And Benson now from around the net of Rowe. He'll drop this one. It'll be Doris. Doris and Benson trying to fight for it. Send it in the slot. Had a couple of options, but it's going to go high up over and be tied up. And they'll take another sharp angle shot. Rebound shot. Tyler Benson right there. And it'll be quickly with the rebound. He'll bring it down with some speed. He'll get into the zone. But he'll Barbieri in front of him. He'll take a shot nowhere close to the net. And it'll be the Jets on the rebound now. As Capabianca tried to feed it over to Doris. Couldn't connect on it. Stankiewicz will pick it up for the Ice Hounds. Stankiewicz sending it to the far side. They'll try to get it through center. Jets, though, picking it up as it sailed into the zone for him. And it will be Tyler Benson trying to work past Stankiewicz. Benson beating it over to Chavold. Chavold trying to get it to Dab. Dab in the slot. Had a good look. But then had that taken away. And we'll have a whistle here. 7:12 left here in the second period. Draw to come to the right of Jankowski. They'll take this one against Benning. They'll quickly head over to the net. Jankowski will cover it up. And the clock will stop at 7:09. Remaining in the second frame. Benning again for the Ice Hounds. He'll take the draw. He'll take this one against Dab. And Akron will win this one. Bell from the near side, trying to feed it through the slot. Actually, an errant pass, and it's going to be swept away. As the Ice Hounds will reset at center. Engel from the near side, sending all the way down in the far right corner. It'll be Gage Weaver for the Jets, sweeping in. Pick this one up. However, Benning stepping in, taking it. It's going to go off the shin guard of Craven. Weaver bringing it around the net and trying to get it back out to the point. Titus taking an opportunity to send that one around the kick plate. He had the goal earlier in the first period. They tied this game up at 1. Benning trying to sneak one in off the left side of Jankowski. But he'll have none of that. He'll cover it up. And we'll get a stoppage with 6:26 left here. Stagmeyer nicely, Balestrino and LaChance will head to the ice. Jack Pryor will remain out there. Mercado and Varela. Titus, Davis, and Stankiewicz on the ice for the Ice Hounds. Pryor send this one around the kick plate. He'll get over to Balestrino. It'll pass him up and get to Stagmeyer. Stagmeyer trying to work back to the inside through center. Nicely in front of him. Stagmeyer trying to work through 3 blue jerseys, but couldn't get it done. He'll go down in a heap. And this one will send up. He'll send this all the way back behind the goal line. Icing coming up against the Ice Hounds. 6:08 left here in this second period. Jets lead by a score of 2-1. Plenty of NFL action coming up today. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, they will be headed to Detroit, take on the Lions. The chance taking a shot, going to go high over the cage. Buck sailing out in the slot. It'll slow down, and it'll be a race one-on-one. It'll be Titus, and nicely, Jankowski will sweep it away into the corner. Nicely going to tie it up. Jack Pryor will swoop in to take that one away. He'll send it back out to the boards. Braden LaChance on the far side. Chip this one out to center. And it'll be Varela working from the near side, dropping it for Harder. Harder tried to pass it, but only got half of it. LaChance will bring it into the zone. He'll wait for a change. 4-on-1 right now. LaChance trying to look for Benson coming off the bench. Doris now there as well. Brought to the far side. Mercado will set it up from behind the net of Rowe. Chased down by Benson. We'll get it back out to Harder. Harder going to send it across ice. And it's going to be Davis. Davis through center from the far side. He'll try to get past Balestrino. And he'll take the shot. Stopped by Jankowski. 5:09 remaining here. Second period. Barbieri and Craven will come in defensively for the Jets. Stankiewicz and Quigley will make their way to the ice. A little bit as well. Draw coming to the right of Brent Jankowski. The senior out of Hoover High School, North Canton. Puck to the near boards. He'll sail down here, and it's going to be Dars trying to chase it down, but Jolivet battling for it as well. He'll sail back down into the Ice Hounds offensive zone, but back and forth here is French. He'll send it back down. Craven, the only one near the puck now behind the net. Jolivet in front of him. He'll chip it up the board, try to get the Dars. Quickly going to take a shot. Blocker side save by Jankowski. From the far side, Bean and Capabianca going to battle for it. Send it up the board. Icehound still with possession, trying to get it down into the deep in the zone. Stankiewicz takes a shot, just missed it to the left. And puck loose now as the Canton-Akron Jets had an opportunity for it. Couldn't get it cleanly. Benson now 2-on-1. He and Dars, if he feeds Dars, could be an opportunity. Takes a shot, going to go off the pad of Rowe. Pass coming a little bit late. Close that window more nicely. He'll work from the near side. Quigley with the Ice Hounds trying to get into the zone. He'll try to get past Craven. Put Craven down. Now we got a penalty coming up as Quigley put in a forearm right in the back of the neck of Craven and pushed him down. Only our second penalty of the day. Both of these coming up against the Ice Hounds. Oh, actually, they're going to send both. I think there's been some back and forth there, and penalties going both sides. So Quigley and Craven to the box for 2 minutes. And I believe that's going to be for roughing. Play nice, boys. Somebody should talk to that boy's parents. Puck loose in the slots. As Eastburn will chip this one back down behind the goal of Jankowski. Tried to go D-to-D back along the goal line, but couldn't get a clean pass off. Chavold getting this one up, but it's going to be picked up by Angle. Angle tried to send it back. Chavold right there, though. Puck loose now as they'll settle back out to center. Try to get it to Eastburn. Puck ping-ponging around now. Finally, Chavold had it for a second, and it'll be chipped down into the zone by that'll be Jack Pryor. I think they're going to have him for icing as they'll bring this back to the other side. 3:11 left here, second period. Face off to come to the left of Brent Jankowski. Stankiewicz to take the face off for the Ice Hounds. Balestrino sending it around the kick plate. He'll get this to Ethan Bell. Bell trying to get it out of the zone, but he'll be hemmed up by Klenke. Puck now high in the center and trying to bank it off the boards, but reading the chance there. Trey takes a shot just wide of the cage. Nicely stepping in there, going to undercut Stankiewicz. Puck loose behind the net of Rowe. Trying to find somebody to feed, sending it back out to the point. That's going to be Barbieri trying to fight past Stankiewicz, and then it'll be Klenke that will step in. Pass over to Nicely in the far left corner, sending it into the slot. Bell with the shot, and it's going to be swallowed up by Rowe. 2:29 left here. Second period, shots on goal, 18 for Canton-Akron, 13 for the Ice Hounds. Okay, so did we get more than just a 2-minute penalty against these two? Because it looks like they've cleared the 2-minute. So, all right, so these two are going to remain in timeout. Maybe they're going to wait for a change here, but nonetheless, both players still in the penalty box. Okay, so we didn't put the penalty up on the board. Is that what it was? Okay. So they didn't clear it. So a shot from the point. Stopped by Rowe. I'm told that they can come out at 154. Back out to the point. Weaver taking the shot, going to be redirected into the lower left corner. But around the net of Rowe, Mercado there for the Ice Hounds. Will send it back out to the point, going to pass up Schluter, and it'll settle out to center, or Jack Pryor. We'll get this one over to Bell. They'll go D to D. Bell tried to pass it, didn't get all of it, but he'll gather it back up. We'll set up a shot for the Ice Hounds from the far side, from the circle, trying to take a sharp angle shot. Look off the pad of Rowe. Pryor sending this one back down. And he'll let Gage Weaver chase this one down. They'll have to battle Mercado for it. Nicely up against the boards. Ian Benning trying to get possession. And it's going to be nicely going to blow a tire. Puck going to come loose. And it's going to be Eastburn trying to feed it over to Schluter. However, Gage Weaver there will knock that one away. They'll be in the upper right-hand corner battling for it as nicely. We'll reset the Jets offense. Send it across ice. They'll get it over to Ethan Bell. Bell taking it into the zone. He'll have LaChance with them. He'll feed LaChance, but let him too far. It'll end up behind the goal line. LaChance still with possession. Bringing it to the far side. Trying to take it back inside. Takes a shot, and it's going to go off of a player and up into the netting, and the clock will stop with 1:03 left here, second period. And freedom provided for our violators. Quigley and Craven will make their way back to the bench. Draw to come to the left of Rowe. Davis and LaChance. Harder with the puck. He'll try to bring it through center. However, Capabianca there. Benson feeding into the slot. Doris there as well. Takes a shot, but it's going to go pad. It'll go off the pad of Rowe and head over to the far side. Davis through center now. Davis trying to work all the way to the inside. He'll go down. The puck will sail into the upper right-hand corner here as they'll battle for Jets with possession. He'll send it out to center, but Jolivet now with it for the Ice Hounds. Harder trying to work to the inside. Takes a shot, pushed away by Jankowski. Out to the point again. French. He'll try to take a shot as well. Glove save by the Jets netminder. Coaching staff this year for the Jets. Head coach Sean Houston. Assistant coaches are Ethan Everhart, Connie Evans, Mike Furlong. And will now be nicely Pryor, Stagmeyer, LaChance. Weaver out for, Balestrino out for the Jets. Draw coming to the right of Jankowski. Davis battling for it. Pryor, he'll have it. However, Davis trying to knock him off into the corner. Henry Harder there as well. Puck out to the slot, intercepted by Stagmeyer. And that will bring us to the end of the second period here in Oxford, Ohio. After two, Jets still have a 2-1 lead over the Carmel, Indiana Ice Hounds. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. Listening to Canton-Akron Jets hockey here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia One network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Passion, talent, development. NCAA hockey offers all that, and its players graduate at a 90% rate. Joe Pavelski.
Backhand score! Wow, what a goal!
Johnny Gaudreau. And Torrey Krug were stars on campus before the NHL stage. Whether you are a fan or a player, nothing compares to college hockey. Visit collegehockeyinc.com and follow @collegehockey.
Champions of the college hockey world!
Someone's got to set the Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Two periods in the book here. Canton-Akron Jets with a 2-1 lead. Shots on goal, 19 for the Jets, 15 for the Icehounds. Close game here as Stankiewicz and LeChance will take the face-off. Rowe will be in the net to our right now, and it will be Jankowski moving to the net to our left. And we are underway here, third period action. Final period of the weekend for both these teams. A showcase this weekend here at Miami University. Bean taking a shot, swallowed up by Jankowski. .47 left here in the game. Stankiewicz and LeChance will take this one to the right of Jankowski. Weaver from around the net of Jankowski, sent around the kick plate. Tried to get over to Nicely. However, it's going to be poked away by Engel. Puck sailing all the way down ice. And it'll be Stagmeyer battling for it. LeChance tried to pick it up as well, knocked away. And it'll be Nicely that will set it up for Stagmeyer. Stagmeyer to the far side. Drop it down into the circle. Nicely in the slot. Waiting for the feed, couldn't get to it. Shot from the point. And it's going to be redirected all over the place. Puck still loose. And it's going to go in! Canton-Akron Jets take a 3-1 lead. Ton of traffic in front of the net. Hard to say how it bounced in, but nonetheless, Braden LeChance with the goal. His second of the day gives the Jets the 3-1 lead. Shots on goal, 21-16 in favor of the Canton-Akron Jets. Dab now to take the face off for Canton-Akron to take it against Benning. Mercado will take possession here for the Icehounds. Get it out to Chavold. Chavold going to take a bump from his own player. He'll take a shot high over the cage. He'll sail to the far boards. Chavold now with Benson to his right. Chavold working to the inside. He'll get it to Deacon Johnson. Johnson takes a shot into the belly of Baylor Rowe. The clock will stop at 15:47. Left here in the third period. Dab and Benning take the face off to the left of Rowe. Puck loose at center. And Chavold will backhand this one behind the goal line behind Rowe. Picked up by the Icehounds. He'll try to send out to Schluter. Schluter can't handle all of it, but he'll gather it up on the second attempt. Takes a shot. Pad save by Jankowski. Benning working to the inside. Takes a shot. Glove save by Jankowski. The clock will stop at 15:20. Left here in this game. Try to get you an updated score from out in Dublin, Ireland. As the Pittsburgh Steelers still have a 14-3 lead over Minnesota. Capabianca to take the face-off to the left of Jankowski. Collision there, puck loose. And it's going to be Capabianca with Benson in front of him. Benson's going to have to hold up. He'll get into the zone. End up losing the puck. Novett will try to send this one back out to center. It'll be kicked back behind the goal line behind Rowe. Puck loose to the near side. Try to cut it across, and it was Capabianca that came in, had an opportunity at it. Puck still loose in front of the net, and it'll roll along the near boards. Titus trying to get there. Davis as well. Ethan Bell harassing him there on the near side. Titus working down the far side. He'll have to work through Balestrino. Balestrino putting a shoulder into him. He'll go down. Benson with the puck. He'll send this one to Pryor. Pryor sending it all the way down ice. Into the zone. Ethan Bell going to be tackled from behind. No call. As Capabianca with the attempted backhand, but was knocked away by Brody French. Icehounds now with possession through center. Send it to the far side. Right on the stick of Harder. Harder taking a shot. Go off the pad of Jankowski. He'll gather it up and cover it with 14-14 left in the third period. Youngstown Phantoms with the 5-2 win last night over Team USA. And, of course, the Worcester Bulls over on City View Sportscast get their inaugural win 7-6. Craven going to send this one down the near board. They'll try to get it past Gustin. Nicely. And LaChance, 2-on-1 if they hurry. He takes a shot, and it's going to go over the cage. Good look for Braden LaChance. Just a little too much on it. Stagmeyer, he'll take the shot. Up against the boards. And Gustin going at it. Puck now in the upper right corner. As Quigley in nicely. Jockey for position. Gage Weaver. Trying to send around the boards there. Nobody else there, so the Icehounds will take possession. And through center. Have some contact down in front of the bench. We can't see it. Bean take a shot. Craven stepping in. He'll take the puck away from him. And Braden LaChance will send it around the kick plate to the far side. Be content to send this one down here. No icing coming up as Mercado will set it off the boards. Chaboldo picking up, takes a shot, and it's going to go wide left. Into the slot. Dab had an opportunity at it, but couldn't gather it up. And the puck will sail against the near boards here. Chaboldo will battle for it. It'll slip out the center here. Barbieri will go D to D. He'll take the shot from the far side. That'll be Weaver. It'll go off the shoulder of Rowe. Puck near right lower corner. Deacon Johnson going to drop it for Chaboldo. Johnson from behind Rowe. Gets it back out to Weaver. Weaver from the circle. Taking a shot, trying to feed it to Dab. Dab couldn't get the clean shot off. They'll drop it back behind the goal line. On the kick plate to Weaver. Weaver back out at the far point. He'll take the shot and go wide right. And Barbieri picking it up. He'll try to work past Varela. Puck from the point again. Take the shot. Wide left again. Johnson trying to work past Bean. And through the slot. Went through the paint there. Nobody there. And now back out. There's Weaver going to get a third shot at this, but it's going to go off of an Icehound. Going to go off the chest of Quigley. Dab. Trying to feed this into the slot. Had Deacon Johnson there. Too much traffic. And that's going to be Barbieri against the near board. Trying to battle Benning for it. Puck going to come out of the pile and sail down to where Gage Weaver will pick it up in front of Jankowski. Benson through center. Stars there as well. He'll take the shot. It's going to be wide right. Capabianca tried to pick it up, but too many blue jerseys. Shot by Benson. He snuck in there and had a quick shot off, but didn't have the right angle on it. Jolivet from behind the net. Battling for it. Puck now going to slide out the center as Barbieri is there. Well, Eastburn down the far side looking for somebody, but Jack Barbieri knocking him off the puck. And still going to be loose out the far side. Jack Pryor now. Cleared it out the center, but Icehounds will pick it up. Oh, Jack Pryor going to reach in and steal this one, though. He'll take the shot. Going to go off the stick of Baylor Rowe. The center. Benson had an opportunity, snuck in there. Schluter and Capabianca going to collide. That'll force the puck down low again as French will work around back in here, trying to clear it out of the zone for the Icehounds. And loose down here in the Jets defensive zone. Benning taking the shot and a glove save by Jankowski. He's going to set it down to be played. Quigley came across quickly. Tried to get past Balestrino. Collision down there as Titus and Pryor will collide. And then another collision on the upper left corner. Stagmeyer and Harder will collide. Stagmeyer may have gotten away with a little bit of a little something more, but puck out to center. Sail past the stick of Stagmeyer. 2-on-1 for the Icehounds. They'll take the shot, and it's going to go in. 9:51 of the third period. Charles Davis with the goal for the Icehound. That's the Canton-Akron lead to 3-2. 25 shots on goal for the Jets, 21 for the Icehounds. Weaver, Stagmeyer, LaChance, Nicely, and Craven out for the Canton-Akron Jets. Chance, take the face off, and we'll head down behind Rowe. Gustin with a chance at it. We'll have a contact. Craven taking the shot from the point. And Stagmeyer there to recover it. He'll get spun around, puck loose. Stagmeyer now finding it. It was sitting there. I don't think anybody saw it. LaChance working to the inside. Trying to get the wraparound. Couldn't get there. Bean out. Then near side. He's going to take a shot from Nicely. Puck loose. And Rossi Nicely. Then to get back over to get it back in the zone. LaChance had it. Lost it. Quigley down the far side. Craven stepping in the way. He'll dislodge it from the puck. Puck loose. Chavold will catch him in a change. He'll take a shot, but it's going to go off the boot of Mercado. Icehounds in the zone now. Dab behind him. Finally, he'll come in. Got the Icehounds in the change as well. And it's going to be Weaver. Gage Weaver from the near board. Bringing it across. He'll get it to Chavold. Chavold to the far side. He'll wait for help. As Quigley now had it. And it was Bell who stepped in and redirected back down behind the goal line behind Rowe. Old stepping in the upper right-hand corner. Send it back out to the point. We'll drop it back down in the circle to the right of Rowe. Try to feed it to Barbieri. Couldn't connect on the pass. Puck loose now through center. All the way up redirected. Chavold will send it all the way back. And then the Icehounds will return the favor. They'll try to clear it out to center. Icehounds with possession. However, errant pass by Joel Levette. As French will chase this one down behind Rowe. He'll try to reset it for the Icehounds. 8 minutes left here, third period. Jets with a 3-2 lead. Buck out to center. Joel Levette now. He'll send this one D to French. Capabianca in the way. He'll chip it down the boards. Barbieri closest one to it. He'll get it from Schluter. And the puck now behind Jankowski. That'll be icing coming up. We'll send this one back to the other side. 7:42 left here, third period. Got a close one. Jets with a 3-2 lead of the Armo, Indiana Gold Icehounds. So Stagmeyer, Pryor, LaChance, Nicely, and Craven out for the Jets. Puck out to the top of the circle. Send it back to the lower right corner by LaChance. Nicely trying to work it off the boards. He'll roll past Stagmeyer. Icehounds with the puck. Ollie Stagmeyer stepping in there, trying to keep it in the zone. And no whistle there. And it'll be the Icehounds that will reach in and take it anyway. And Schluter coming down the near board. Excuse me, that's Eastburn coming down the near board. He bumped off the puck by Pryor. Got a little bit of half-hearted shot off, but French and LaChance will collide on the near side, near the Jets bench. Stagmeyer sending it over to Craven. Craven knocked off there by Schluter. And it'll be Benning now. Working through center, getting over to French. French down to Kleinke. And Kleinke will send this behind the goal line where Jack Pryor will pick it up. Craven going to shift over to the far corner. Where Pryor will send this one over. Craven up ice. Up along the far board. Davis, closest one to it. He'll chip it down into the zone. Jets will try to get a couple of changes in here. And Chavold and Dab will make their way to the ice. Gustin sending this through center. Try to get over to Harder. But it's going to be Dab now. Dab to the inside. One-on-one. Takes a shot. And blocker side save by Rowe. Dab from the upper right-hand corner. Spinning around. Davis will step in, try to help him. Okay. Losing track of the puck here, but Chavold, he'll find it. He'll reach in. Try to pull it out. 2-on-2 right now in the corner. Deacon Johnson there. Balestrino going to keep it in the zone. And a shot from the circle, but it's going to go off of a Icehound player. In a little game of ping pong here. Chavold takes a shot. Tried to sneak that one to the right of Rowe, but he'll pick it up. Spell, Benson, Doris, Pryor, and Barbieri will come out for the change. Draw to the left of Baylor Rowe. 5:58 left here, third period. 3-2 is your score. Jets with the lead. Gustin send this around a kick plate. He'll try to get it over to Quigley. Tied up against the board. They'll sail back out the center. Pryor going to chip this one down behind the goal line. The Icehounds trying to play it out again as Bean was the intended target of a pass, but went right past him, and it'll end up as an icing on the Icehounds. Face off to come to the left of Baylor Rowe. 5.5 minutes left here. Shots on goal, 27-21 in favor of Canton-Akron. Stars for the face-off. Tyler Benson from around the goal line looking for Ethan Bell. He'll send it back out to the circle. Takes a shot. Pad save by Rowe. Through center. Quickly he's going to go down. And I think they're going to have Tyler Benson for an interference. Well, they're actually going to say a hold. So Benson will head to the box. The Icehounds will head to the power play. 5:20 left here, third period. In Akron 3. Carmel, Indiana Icehounds 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe only the second penalty of the day to the Jets. So a relatively clean game. Although the officials have been very liberal. Makes for fun hockey. All right, so 5-on-4. Icehounds will have the man advantage. Try to send it out to the point. French will miss it, and it will sail all the way back down. French sending it down the board. He'll get it to Stankiewicz. Stankiewicz just going to trip this one down behind the goal line. Jack Pryor there. He'll work from behind the net of Jankowski. Nicely. Looking to clear it. He'll get bumped by Titus. That'll be Quigley from the far side. Stepping to Stankiewicz. Stankiewicz dropping it to Squigley. Squigley couldn't collect it up. And Weaver now in the corner. He'll send it around the kick plate. Chance going to get there. Try to clear it. And didn't get all of it. So Stankiewicz now has it. He'll send it back into the Icehounds defensive zone. They'll reset. They'll get a French. French now. Cross ice. Almost intercepted by LaChance. Stankiewicz there, though. As the Icehounds will try that one again. Icehounds trying to get it out. LaChance, though, being a pest. And they'll have to reset from behind the net of Rowe. Stankiewicz can't handle it. Almost had Nicely pick it while he was standing right in front of the net. Quigley had it. It'll go off his stick. And on the board, Nicely in there as well. Pryor stepping in front of Quigley. Takes a shot. Glove save by Jankowski. 35 seconds left on the man advantage to the Icehounds. 3:55 left in the game. Jets with a 3-2 lead. Benson with the trip to the box for holding. Draw to the right of Jankowski. Jets with the clean win. Ethan Bell trying to work through center. Schluter, though, going to end up with it on the far side. Craven going to step inside. He'll just send it around the kick plate. Didn't get through the defense of the Jets. Barbieri going to take a shot from behind. Puck loose out the center again. And it's going to be Ethan Bell. Bell with the pick. With the opportunity, takes a shot. Blocker side saved by Rowe. Barbieri taking the shot as well from near mid-ice. And it'll go over the head of Rowe. Schluter going to send this one around, and he'll get it on the rebound. Davis trying to send it across ice, trying to feed it over to Jackson Benning. Ethan Bell again with the puck. He'll get it out to Craven. Craven on the far wall. He'll chip it off and down into the zone, and that will clear the penalty. Craven and Bell will head to the bench. Pryor, Barbieri, Stagmeyer. I believe that's going to be Doris out there for the Jets. 2:48 left here in the game. Jets with a 3-2 lead. Stagmeyer working across the boards on the far side. Under some pressure. Puck loose. Icehounds with the puck. Barbieri and Pryor defensively. 2-on-2 now. Davis trying to work around Barbieri. He won't be able to do it. Now behind the goal line. Send it back out quickly. Had the puck. He's going to lose it. Benson had it. French knock it away. And it'll sail to the far side where Ice Hounds will try to reset. Stagmeyer stepping in the way nicely, though, with the pick. Feeds it to LaChance. LaChance can't get through 2 blue jerseys. He'll end up on the boards near us. Takes a sharp angle shot, but it's going to go right past the net. Pryor and Deacon Johnson now trying to take the angle away as the Ice Hounds take the rush down quickly. He'll take a bump. Jets, though, on the way back. Fast-paced action here. Third period as Rossi nicely worked in the inside. Has LaChance behind him. Feeds it to LaChance. LaChance takes a shot, and he scores! Braden LaChance with the hat trick. Gets the feed from Rossi nicely, and it's a 4-2 lead for the Canton-Akron Jets. 1:48 left here in the game. That may be it. Braden LaChance, first-year Canton-Akron Jet with 3 to round out this weekend. Take the face-off against Stankiewicz. Stankiewicz battling past Deacon Johnson. Ice Hounds will have possession. They'll send it down the near board. Stankiewicz feeding it out, but it'll go to Balestrino. Balestrino going to chip this one up and try to get it to LaChance. French going to step in, redirect it. Beam's going to take a shot, but it's going to redirect over to Balestrino, and it's going to be almost knocked in on the rebound shot by Stankiewicz. And the clock will stop with 1:29 left here, third period. Shots on goal, 30-23. Both netminders getting some work today. Draw to the right of Jankowski. Stankiewicz and Dab for the faceoff. Well, they're going to ask Dab to step out. He'll be replaced by Ethan Bell. Face-off there. They'll go out to French. French try to take a shot. It'll go off Ethan Bell. And it's Chavold through center. He'll have Bell behind him, trying to work to the inside, but he'll blow a tire and go down. Quigley through center. One-on-one with Craven. Craven going to poke this one away. Quigley still hustling. Tried to take a shot. Covered up by Jankowski. 1:05 left here in this showcase weekend. Jets with a 4-2 lead. Draw coming to the left of Jankowski in the Jets defensive zone. Benning will take it for the Ice Hounds. Ian Capabianca, puck loose. Attempted backhand by Schluter. Puck will sail out to center ice. Ice Hounds will bounce it right back. Jets now content to run some clock down. Puck still loose down in the upper left corner here. Benson on the ice as well now for Canton-Akron. Varela sending it D to D through center. Doris there. Make him redirect towards center. Benson there tenaciously for defense and sends it back behind the goal line where it's just going to die. Under 30 seconds of play here in Game 4 of this showcase weekend. Jets looking to get out of here with a 3-1 record on the weekend. Loose behind the goal line on Capabianca there. Schluter trying to work down through center, but he'll have the puck knocked away from behind by Capabianca. Weaver around the kick plate. This one will head over to Engel. Back across the ice, and that's going to be it. That'll be the final here from the Goggins Ice Arena in Oxford, Ohio. The Canton-Akron Jets, they get the 4-2 win. We'll step aside for a quick timeout, come back, give you some numbers, and tell you about the upcoming events coming this week on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia One Network. You're listening to Canton-Akron Jets Hockey. We're back right after this.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Back here one last time at the Goggin Ice Arena on the campus of Miami University as we wrap up this showcase weekend. Jets finish it off with a 4-2 win over the Carmel, Indiana Icehounds. Scoring went like this. It would be 14-27 of the game as Sebastian Dabb would quickly find the back of the net to give the Jets a 1-0 lead. But then it would be Titus for the Icehounds at 8:17 would find the back of the net as well. That would tie it up at 1. With 1:03 left in the first period, it would be Braden LaChance on the feed from Ethan Bell that would bury it for the Canton-Akron Jets, making it 2-1 in favor of the Jets. Only one penalty there in the first period. That would be Charles Davis. He'd go to the box 2 minutes for tripping. Second period action. Not much going on there. A couple of penalties as Craven and Quigley would both go to the box for roughing. And then in the third period, it would be Braden LaChance finishing this one off. He would get a score at 16:10 of the third period to make it 3-1 in favor of the Jets. However, Icehounds not going away at 9:51 as Charles Davis would find the back of the net to cut the Jets lead to 3-2. But not to be outdone, Tyler Benson would head to the box for 2 minutes for holding. They would survive that one. And eventually, it would be the Canton-Akron Jets getting the win with the help of Braden LaChance at 1:48. He would get the hat trick today. And it would be Rowe stopping 26 out of 30. And Brett Jakowski getting the win. He stops 20 out of 22. Coming up this week on Friday will be the Youngstown Patricians High School football games of the week as Poland will travel to Niles to take on the Red Dragons. 6:35 airtime on Western Reserve Radio and WRQX AM 600. And then over on Western Reserve Radio 2, it'll be Mark Means, Dave Clark, Dave Ferris, Matt Craven, bringing you the Girard Indians and the South Range Raiders in a big NE8 matchup there with a lot on the line for everybody, including Poland, as they keep an eye on. They hold the number 1 position in Division 5, Region 17. Stay tuned to all our social media for more games coming up with the Canton-Akron Jets, as well as the Youngstown Phantoms as they get into their season. They'll be back home on October 10th on a Friday night for a couple of games that weekend. And, of course, you can check out the Worcester Bulls over on City View Sportscast. They get their first win last night in club history by a score of 7-6. So for Caitlin Mold, I'm Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us here all weekend long here at the Goggins Ice Arena here on the campus of Miami University. It's been a great weekend, and we look forward to being back down here right around the November time. And we hope that you all have a fantastic weekend.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia One Network, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
I'm not so sure they will. I'd also be a little bit concerned if that Tennessee could pull the upset now that Callahan isn't calling plays. And Stingley's banged up as well. Says he's going to try to play through it and go out there for Houston. But this offensive line is just a total sieve. You can't run the ball.
No.
And the Stroud has regressed. It's just, I know the 0-3 against 0-3 here, but I'm surprised at the point spread, and we'll see if Tennessee can keep it close. I'm with you that Callahan's probably the worst coach in the league, but the comeback is that now he's not involved with the play calling, and maybe Ward and the Titans can do something offensively.
Right. I am banking on the Texans defense to have a major impact on this game because I can't bank on the offense to give me much overall. They just look like they're completely broken. And Stroud again, is he bad all of a sudden? Like, is that part of the deal here with him? Does he not have any weapons? Is Nico Collins overrated? The offensive line, we know that is absolutely awful, like you said. But
I don't think he's overrated. I just think they're having bad luck. I mean, you can't fumble the ball there.
Of course not.
He ran the wrong route in the Monday night game. He's open in Tampa Bay against Tampa Bay. So I will say, from a prop standpoint, I would take Fairbairn field goals over. Now I know they got creative at Caesars to move it to 2.5 after he was 1.5, and over was plus money.
Right.
What Warren Sharp gave out week 1, and he's on a 13-2 over run. He missed one last week, but I would look at I could see him making 3 or 4 field goals in this game.
Yeah, so I think like the touchdowns should be there today for Houston, at least a couple of them. I don't know how they're coming from or where they're going to be coming from, but that Texans defense here has a chance to like put a ton of pressure, right? Because again, it's not a great old line for Tennessee. They have guys who are out as well. Ward being a rookie, they should be creating turnovers today, by the way, as well. On top of that, so as a result, the market likes the Texans this week. By the way, how about this now? The Falcons are 2.5 minus 20 cents at multiple books the way it looks, and actually one offshore went to 3 on Atlanta. And that's even money, so you got to lay the 20 cents, or actually it's only 15 cents on the Commanders if you want the 3 there. So this is, you're looking at a good 5.5 point move from the opening number.
Well, there was a good scout on writing an article at ESPN.com that it's there, but Penix can't see it right now. And he's not making the throws, and they certainly have a ton of weapons. And this is, you lose this game, and then it's like, oh boy, major changes could be happening, and maybe they do make a quarterback change, as you said, which I wouldn't do, but still, this is, you got to have this game if you're Atlanta, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose the game. I love Quinn. I love Kingsbury. Mariota looked great last week. I like his rushing yards over. Also his longest rush. You're down a weapon with McLaurin, but the Atlanta defense appears to be fixed and for real, but you're coming off an absolute embarrassment.
That's why I think we're going to get good Atlanta today.
Run the ball, get these guys, get London involved. He's 15-1 for most receiving yards, and it's kind of a circle the wagons, got to have it season on the line game for the Falcons.
Look, I love today's schedule. The NFL did a great job overall, I think, with a bunch of these games early on in the season.
7 early, 4 late. That's how it should be every week.
And I'll give you, to me, I'm absolutely fascinated by the Chargers-Giants game.
So what do you expect out of Dart?
Honestly, I wish his rushing yards prop number blows me away. Because I wanted to bet him over, but there's not a chance I can bet over 34.5 rushing yards with him.
Yeah. Longest rush is also 12.5, you asked earlier.
Yeah.
They love him in the locker room. He was the talk at camp along with Scadaboo. I think he's going to take shots down the field. Big arm, but it falls on Dable, too. Where the indictment of this coaching staff is, why is Danny Dimes look like this now? Barkley leaves, he wins a Super Bowl. I know your offensive line's atrocious, but how many games do you look going back at home? You couldn't even score more than 10 points. So they did the right thing to get Wilson out of there and put him on the bench. I mentioned Hyatt earlier. He'll take some shots to Hyatt, and he's 12-1. Anytime touchdown. Take some shots to Neighbors. And I also think this, in a way, could help our Scadaboo 80-1 tickets. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Interesting.
He is plus money to have 60 yards rushing, but maybe it's not crazy with his rushing prop, because you see what they were running out of shotgun when he would come in the game and run the read option and either keep it or take off and run. Scadaboo also had a couple long runs out of that, but you're going against a nasty defense. So maybe it's growing pains, ugly loss, some turnovers, and then he looks good next week against the Saints.
The receptions prop for him is 3.5 over plus on that. Had 6
Makes
last
sense.
week.
Yeah, dumping it off. Yeah, right.
Like this guy should be And I get it that they have, Tracy, who was hurt last week, and Singletary as well. This guy has to be like a bell cow running back now, like stat. I want him on like every single play. I want to run him a lot between the 20s at the goal line. I want to be dumping the ball off to him as well. I think the guy is a complete stud.
He is. The other thing is this defense has to get better and improve, and they should be better. You can't give up all those yards and points to the Cowboys and lose that game. Yeah. And they did a good job last week to limit Mahomes. But then again, it's how does Mahomes recover that fumble? And what
unacceptable,
happened?
Paulie.
Yeah, right. You got to come up with those. And then they hung in there and did a good job against Washington too. But I want to see what this defense looks like as well. And again, I think you have to go rushing yards over with Herbert. First Bet and VSiN have teamed up with a special offer. Open and deposit into a new First Bet account and get up to $250 sign-up bonus with promo code VSiN250. Then place $100 in wagers. Within your first 30 days, you'll unlock a full year of VSiN Pro, $240 value. If you're already a subscriber, we'll extend you another year. It ends next Sunday. Don't wait. To claim this special offer, use promo code VSiN250 when you sign up in the First Bet app or at firstbet.com. Promo code VSiN250.
You can always tweet the show at VSiN Live. I'm at Mitch Moss Radio. He is at Paulie Howard. And up next, Warren Sharp's going to rejoin the program. We'll get his final look at the betting board for week 4 coming up here at the National Football League. Some player props, some angles that he's looking at next year on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
My doctor told me my cholesterol is borderline, so I took control with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula. Garlic helps maintain healthy cholesterol safely and naturally. It's odor and taste-free, and Garlic is a world leader in garlic potency. I'm taking charge of my cholesterol with Garlic Healthy Cholesterol Formula, cholesterol's natural enemy.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
G-Bank is the official bank of VSiN. Why? For one, unlike other credit cards, G-Bank does not treat sports betting transactions as a cash advance. And for every eligible gaming transaction, you'll earn a 1% cashback reward. That's right, 1% cashback rewards on every eligible wager. And you'll earn 2% cashback rewards on all other eligible purchases. Apply for the G-Bank Visa Signature Card today at VSiN.com/G-Bank. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply.
Tim Murray is getting you ready for a full day of college football action every Saturday on the College Football Tailgate Show. Join Timmy each week from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern as he takes you through the latest college football news, odds, and matchups with plenty of picks to sink your teeth into. With expert guests from around the country, we've got the college football landscape covered. It's the College Football Tailgate Show, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
You're watching VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show right here on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Thanks for checking out the show today. Yeah, we're here every single Sunday live in Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. Warren Sharp rejoins the program now. He's on the Progressive guest line, and Warren's deal right now for VSiN listeners and viewers is incredible. You can get all of his betting recommendations for only $1 this week. That's right, only $1. You can go to sharp.football, use the code VSiN on the NFL Plus weekly package this week and this week only. It's regularly $99. Now just $1, sharp.football, use the code VSiN. Warren, good to talk to you again. We're watching this Vikings-Steelers game unfold today from Dublin, and right now the Steelers are going to get the ball back, and they lead 14-6. You came on a little bit earlier and said that, and you had great analysis on why you like Aaron Rodgers' longest completion, under 34.5. Well, Metcalf popped that one for 80 yards. That was only like a 12-yard pass down the field. But what do you make overall of this game so far that we're watching?
Yeah, I was frustrated. Harrison Smith out of position on that play. Definitely thought that was a good bet with the Aaron Rodgers longest under. Lost it. Plenty more today on the card, but that one was frustrating. This game hasn't really gone the way that I thought. Money was coming in on the Minnesota Vikings here. The Pittsburgh Steelers defensively have done a great job. The game plan is always the same, though. Get the ball out of his hands quickly. It's been so quick that we really haven't had much of a opportunity for that defense to wreak havoc on the Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. And with Aaron Rodgers playing with the lead, playing from a position of advantage here, they may not have to do a whole lot to put him at risk. So it's an interesting game so far. The Steelers defense definitely stepped up and made life a lot easier for Aaron Rodgers in this offense.
How about a couple props and a great breakdown here, what you expect out of Dart today?
Yeah, I saw a report earlier today that Sal Powell mentioned that the New York Giants were completely overhauling this offense. They're going to go quick game, underneath passing, and a lot of read option from Dart. Russell Wilson was more of the drop back passer, fire it down the field. Dart is a lot more underneath, quicker, get rid of the football. Is apparently what they're saying, at least to Sal Powell. And if that is true, I think it is worth rolling the dice a little bit on the longest rushing attempt over for both Dart and Cam Scatterbo, because if they're doing a lot of read option, they are reading the edge defender. And so if the edge defender crashes down on the running back, the quarterback would keep the ball, and you get an extra blocker on those situations because of the math. And the same thing is true if he comes down and gets ready to hit the quarterback, then the quarterback is supposed to hand the ball off to Cam Scatterbo. And so you could, based upon the math, get one extra blocker and one less run defender for both of those to hit. I want to say they're both right around 12.5. And so those are both interesting looks and probably something that I'm going to be getting on here momentarily.
Okay, very good. You had an intriguing tweet earlier in the week talking about this Ravens-Chiefs game and the head ref, Clay Martin. What did you find?
Yeah, so I have a ref analyst who works for me over at Sharp Football Analysis, and his research showed, it doesn't take much research, just look it up really, that we see Clay Martin 6-0 since 2020 when he's on Patrick Mahomes in the Kansas City Chiefs games. And the Baltimore Ravens are 0-3 when he is on there.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all got to see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text Barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text Barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia One Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Monday night game, what kind of caught my attention is obviously how bad the Dallas secondary continues to be here. And Jordan Love likes to take shots down the field. So I was thinking, okay, the tricky part is like landing on which guy to bet for Green Bay, the receiver, because it could be a different guy every single week. But I was thinking like longest reception has to be there this week for somebody. Who did you land on here for Green Bay?
I landed on Matthew Golden. The logic, you and I are sharing the same brain there. Certainly this Dallas Cowboys defense, they have allowed 6 completions in just 3 games of 35 plus yards. I mean, we're not even talking 20, 25, 30. We're talking 35 plus yards. 2 receivers last week had it. 3 receivers in their game against the aforementioned New York Giants with Russell Wilson had it. And we're talking Russell Wilson threw 3 passes that were completed of 48 plus yards to receivers. And then we saw last week Caleb Williams complete 2 passes that were over 35 yards. And we're talking Caleb Williams, Russell Wilson, like 2 quarterbacks that really haven't been lighting the world on fire. We know Jordan Love has that pedigree. The only issue that I have concerns about is those offensive line injuries for the Green Bay Packers. But if he has enough time, Matthew Golden, the other narrative street to this is that Matthew Golden is from Houston, played at the University of Texas, is going to have 25 to 30 family members in attendance at this game. And the GreenBayPackers.com website wrote up an article about Matthew Golden like 2 days ago about how they're looking to get more explosiveness out of this passing attack. They're looking to get the ball more to Matthew Golden, how he's excited, how he is just trying to be in the right position so that when that ball is delivered, he's going to make that opportunity count because you don't get a ton of these opportunities. He did have a 36-yard catch last week, went over this against a very stingy Cleveland Browns defense. 2 weeks prior, he didn't have a single catch, but he had targets of over 30 yards, 2 different targets of over 30 yards. He didn't reel either of those in. So they're looking to go to him more frequently. He's going to have opportunities against this bad secondary. And so I like his over longest completion at 22.5. I liked it a little bit better a couple of days ago before I saw the extra offensive lineman being ruled out for the Green Bay Packers, but I still think it's a good bet.
What would you do if you're Chip Kelly? That you can't get Genty going, and 66% of his carries has been hit, going for a yard or fewer, and he's getting hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Hopefully you rub your hands and you are thankful that you're going up against the Chicago Bears defense today, because the Chicago Bears defense tends to be the balm that cures most offenses that are stagnant. And these Bears defense struggles to get pressure, struggles to stop the run, and allows deep completions. So, I mean, everything should be on the table. We know that the Raiders are throwing the ball and pushing the ball down the field. They've got one of the highest deep pass rates of anybody. And Chip's just going to have to figure it out how to get that explosiveness out of the run game as well, because right now it's leaning too much onto Geno Smith's shoulders. And we know that that's not really the recipe for success. Geno has had success in the past, but it's not when he's had to carry the load for an entire team game in and game out. So they're going to have to figure out a better way to get some effectiveness out of the run game. You don't have to necessarily run it a lot, but when you do call those runs, you can't be getting hit in the backfield that frequently. You've got to change things up a little bit. To me, what it tells me is that I'm being too predictable with my play calling when I'm dialing up these runs. Maybe utilize a little bit more play action and try to call some runs in more advantageous situations.
Very good. You can follow Warren on X at Sharp Football, and a reminder that he's going to be popping on the Countdown Show following us at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific time, one more time to finalize some of his best bets before the Week 4 action starts at 1 o'clock Eastern. Warren, thank you. Love the analysis. As always, best of luck today.
Thanks, guys. You too.
There you go. And his deal is incredible right now. Get all of his betting recommendations for only $1 this week. You heard me right. $1. That's it. Go to sharp.football. Use the code VSIN on the NFL Plus weekly package. This week and this week only. It's regularly $99. Now only $1. Sharp.football and use the code VSIN. Yeah, that was one of the first angles that I looked at, on the card when you're Sunday night, looking at the numbers and the matchups overall, and you want player props to eventually pop at some point this week. And just, the whole Dallas thing again with that secondary.
Yep.
And we've talked about this, since Jordan Love, really that the back end of his first year, how often he would throw it down the field. And, Reed got hurt obviously in week 1. Is it going to be a Dobbs game? Is it going to be a Golden game? Is it going to be a Wicks game? I like that angle of taking shots here against that's 6 completions of 35-plus yards already allowed by the Dallas secondary.
Yeah. Good breakdown.
Terrible.
Yep. Vikings trying to get back in this game here on the move. Finally got a first down. They're in midfield. 8 minutes, third quarter, 14-6 Pittsburgh.
Okay, so we will keep you up to date and update the live betting numbers that we have in this game. The sun is shining. It is a picturesque day in Dublin, evidently. So we'll get you the updated betting numbers coming up and also a deeper look at player props that we like for the week here on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So my sandwich shop was opening in a week, and I needed signage.
A week is plenty of time to panic.
I went to Staples. They printed banners, posters, and flyers to promote my grand opening.
All in time for your grand closing.
Nope, I had it same day. I even got $125 off my order.
Hold the onions. For all your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. In-store and online, same day if ordered by 12 p.m. Into 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
First Bet and VSiN have teamed up with an exclusive offer. Open and deposit a new First Bet account and get up to a $250 sign-up bonus with promo code VSiN250. Plus, a full year of VSiN Pro, a $240 value. Just make your first deposit, place $100 in wagers within 30 days, and you'll unlock your free year of VSiN Pro. Already a VSiN subscriber? We'll extend your membership another year. This offer ends October 5th, so sign up today at firstbet.com or in the First Bet app with promo code VSiN250. Football meets flavor with VSiN and Omaha Steaks, the official sponsor of tailgating. And right now, you can score 16 free smash burgers plus 50% off site-wide when you shop omahasteaks.com/VSiN today. Enjoy legendary steaks, juicy air-chilled chicken, beefy burgers, deli-style franks, and so much more. From preseason to postseason and every game in between, you're sure to achieve gridiron greatness because Omaha Steaks delivers the kind of exceptional flavor that brings people together. USDA certified tender steaks, legendary burgers, amazing appetizers, and everything else you need to fuel your fandom from the first kickoff to the last down. And every bite is backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't wait. Shop now to get 16 free smash burgers, plus save 50% site-wide on steaks and more at omahasteaks.com/VSiN. That's omahasteaks.com/VSIN. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.
A numbers game with Gil Alexander.
To his question about the average number of dogs, what he's referring to is, I haven't quoted the stat in a long time, but it's going back to 1978, which is where most databases go back to in the NFL. During the regular season, 83% of games, the spread doesn't matter. In other words, favorites cover or the dog wins outright.
Download a Numbers Game podcast and other VSiN shows wherever you listen to podcasts.
Responsible sports betting starts with a game plan. That means stick to a budget. Keep it social by playing with friends. Learn the game and know the odds. Play with trusted legal operators. And if you need help, reach out. If you're getting in on the action, visit haveagameplan.org to learn more.
Hi, this is Grace Remington for VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Try this NFL betting system from VSiN expert Steve Mackinnon. When 64% or more of the handle is on the over, but the total actually drops during the week at DraftKings, watch out. Overbettors have hit just 43% of the time in these cases. It's like the book is baiting you. Just remember, the house often knows more than the crowd. Sign up for VSiN Pro to receive daily best bets, live video, betting tools, and more for just $9.99. Or get 50% off an annual plan at VSiN.com/subscribe.
You're watching VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Major problems for the Vikings on the offensive line. And as a result, Carson Wentz just threw another interception. So Brian O'Neill left the game with a knee injury. He has been downgraded to out for the rest of the game. Their center, Ryan Kelly, being evaluated for a concussion. Christian Darrisaw, who is like outstanding but rusty because of missing early season action. He was flagged for a false start. Then he got beat for a sack, resulting in a punt. And that pass was tipped, I believe, the way it looked, and T.J. Watt picked it off for the Steelers. So here you go. Again, this Steelers voodoo is going to get it done the way it looks again this week because they are currently an 8.5-point favorite with the ball, leading by 8. The total is 35.5.
All right, some kicking props. Obviously, Aubrey over 1.5. Got the late game tonight in prime time. Longest made field goal, Dallas. I also like Chargers longest made field goal. Gano's out with the groin, so they brought in Cuckoo Kachu. Dicker over 1.5 made field goals. That's perfect on the season. Fairbairn over 1.5 as well. Probably I'd buy him up over 2.5, 3.5 against the Titans today. And VSiN.com, I write an article every week. I added Butker this week, over 1.5 made field goals against the Ravens. I think they'll move the ball against a bad Baltimore defense.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy. And I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much, from the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between. It really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the Jed Foundation.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
My mother was always very active and independent, and she was familiar with her neighborhood. But one day, she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. She wasn't even really sure where she was at.
It's important for you to talk to someone about it. I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, we'll figure it out.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the ad.
This is Everett Fitzhugh, the radio voice of the NHL Seattle Kraken, and you're listening to the home of the Youngstown Phantoms, Western Reserve Radio.
What is that, Gainwell down to like the 3?
Yes, first and goal.
They're now 10.5-point favorites in play.
You can also at DraftKings bet first quarterback to throw a touchdown in the early games, first quarterback to throw an interception. Weekly leaders. Brock Purdy's your favorite, 6-1. Wow. Most passing yards. Sunday only. Doesn't count the Minnesota game. Mahomes, Stafford, and Geno are 10. I don't mind Jordan Love, 11. Caleb's 20. Danny Dimes is 20.
Okay.
There's Penix bounce back, 22-1. Darts, 25-1. That's a big number on Goff, too. I love the Cleveland defense, but that's...
I would agree.
You can't run on them. And if you're playing catch-up and it's a blowout, Rattler's 30. And Mariota's 30. Most receiving yards. Puka's 5. I mentioned this earlier. Pearsall's 14. So is London. Nico is 15-1.
Yeah.
Myers is 20. Neighbors is 22. A.J. Brown, 25. Matthew Golden, 35-1. Olave, I know you mentioned Olave, Pete. He's 35-1 as well.
That's interesting. Okay, I can see an angle there where that would pop. Steelers scored again, by the way, 21-6. Kenneth Gainwell, his second touchdown of the game. Did you have any idea what he was to score to today?
No, I can't imagine.
I'm sure it was a rather big price with that one as well. Wouldn't you look for most receiving yards for the full day? Wouldn't you look at that Bears-Raiders game?
Yeah.
I keep going back to that.
Yep.
With the total overall. And
I'm worried about Bauer's health, though.
Yeah.
How close is he to 100%? But he could go off, too. Taylor, obviously the favorite for rushing, 6-1. I don't want any part of Barkley. You can't run against Tampa. Henry's 8. Cook's 10. So is Bijan. Down the board. Hampton's 15. Bucky Irving, 20. NTN's 40.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a great game today for Bucky Irving.
Scadaboo's 50.
Okay.
Maybe.
Here's a market that I want. First of all, for a book to offer most receiving yards by tight ends, a great idea. I don't understand why they would not offer it after week 1. But also, how about this for an idea? Most receiving yards by a running back on a weekly basis.
I like that,
That's really something I think you could dive into.
Right.
The Bills allow the most yards per game in the air to opposing running backs, 44.2. Again, they're 14.5-point favorites today. They have a big lead. Rather dumping it off to Kamara. Like 8 catches for 65 yards today.
See that?
And hello again, Jacksonville. They are 31st in DVOA guarding running backs in the air. They allow 42.5 yards per game. There's the McCaffrey angle.
It's a good angle.
Right, and he's going to get peppered, you would think, with targets yet again.
This is both quarterbacks have cashed in this game. And it's been a great run in primetime games, but the longest rush for quarterbacks continues to get there. And I think you got to play Baker Mayfield again. Mariota. I like him rushing yards over as well. But it's just, you saw what Kyler Murray did. You saw what Darnold did. Rodgers did it.
Rodgers did it today, yeah.
Wentz had a long run. Mm-hmm. It's just at some point, one play, it's okay, I'm taking off. I think Mayfield was 9.5. He keeps going over that.
They moved the number now to 10.5.
Okay, right. But Mariota's 12.5. That these guys just once will take off and give you a 15, 20-yard run. And I got to go back to Herbert, too, who's looking to run more this season. And he's at a low number at 10.5. So I think Herbert will take off, too.
And Warren Sharp came on last segment, and he gave a really good breakdown on what he thinks is going to happen based on the Sal Pal report. They're going to completely change the offense now and go more heavy RPO. And he said because of that, he would look at the longest rush over for Dart, and then also if you want to throw in Scadaboo as well. 21-6 now.
We got a kickoff return here. Oh, yeah.
Actually, the
sideline.
The Vikings have had really good special teams this year.
Flag laundry.
Okay.
Coming back. Before the line moves, sharp plays already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. You're not going to outsmart billion-dollar books of full-time sharps on your own. The sharp plays, you don't have to. Incredible sources. Look for the Mr. Poison tweets coming up before kickoff. He's dialed in. He's been doing this since 2011. Jeff and the crew are awesome. They deliver the edge serious bettors use every day. Free reports, alerts, and market-moving insights straight to your inbox or X feed. Documented results, public logs, transparent receipts. Sharpplays.com. Stay ahead of the line. Sharpplays.com.
I laddered Aronde Gadsden props today. Receptions, yards, have him anytime touchdown. He is the rookie tight end for the Chargers. Had 5 for 46 in his debut last week. And Jim Harbaugh came out after the game and said, I've seen this movie before. There's going to be plenty more opportunities for him coming up. So he was targeted heavily in his first game, and I'm betting on that happening today. So I hope that one would come home as well. You can still get him with the receptions at plus 125 on over 2.5. Was that a completed pass?
No.
No, okay.
I can't tell if he threw the flag or not. I thought he was going into his pocket here on Jefferson to throw a... No.
That would have been offensive PI, if anything.
Yeah, correct.
Dr. David Shaw on the program coming up next with injury updates. His mismatch of the week. He'll tell you about that and a bet he likes as a result next here on VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Follow the money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard.
And you have a nice ticket on Cal Raleigh to win the American League MVP. I think there's absolutely a scenario where you're not going to cash that ticket on Dumper. You probably, for a little bit of insurance here to feel a little bit better about yourself, even if you lose it on Judge. You don't know how it's going to go with the awards. Here's my one question for the New York people who just won't stop pushing towards Judge and it makes you want to vomit. If things were flipped, who would you be making the case for to win the MVP?
Download the Follow the Money podcast and other VSiN shows wherever you listen to podcasts.
What happens if you're in an accident and the other driver doesn't have insurance or not nearly enough? Suddenly you're the one stuck with medical bills, car repairs, and lost wages. That's where Lasso Injury Law steps in. Their experienced team knows the ins and outs of uninsured and underinsured motorist claims. They fight to make sure you're not left paying for someone else's mistake. 702-625-8777, your free consultation. Visit lassoinjurylaw.com or call 702-625-8777. lassoinjurylaw.com. Now's the best.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
G-Bank is the official bank of VSiN. Why? For one, unlike other credit cards, G-Bank does not treat sports betting transactions as a cash advance. And for every eligible gaming transaction, you'll earn a 1% cashback reward. That's right, 1% cashback rewards on every eligible wager. And you'll earn 2% cashback rewards on all other eligible purchases. Apply for the G-Bank Visa Signature Card today at vsin.com/Gbank. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions apply.
Celebrate in style with the Legacy Club Sunset Package at Circa Resort and Casino. Cozy up by a fire pit. Enjoy handcrafted cocktails, and raise a champagne toast as the sun sets over the Las Vegas Valley. With breathtaking panoramic views and an unforgettable atmosphere, it's the perfect setting for any occasion. Legacy Club Rooftop Cocktails. Reserve your spot today at circalasvegas.com.
On the next A Numbers Game, it is Monday. You know what that means during the NFL season. Guessing lines, a tradition unlike any other. The object of this exercise is try to extract value from the upcoming week's NFL lines. I have not seen them. We recap last week's games. We analyze the upcoming matchups. I guess Kelly tells me what the real line is, and we try to find the value within. Interactive guessing lines on Mondays. A Numbers Game right here at VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Watching VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Time now to talk injuries. We head out to the Progressive Guest Line as Dr. David Chow joins the program now. You can go to SICScore.com right now and get a free week of SIC picks valued at $50 by using the promo code VSiN. With SIC picks, subscribers get full access to all of SIC picks, data, projections, and expert analysis for a proven winning edge on the NFL. The SIC picks model is winning at 56.5% on NFL spreads over the past 6 years. Doctor, thanks for the time. As always, we appreciate that. Let's start with your observations in this game right now over in Dublin, because the Vikings have now cluster injuries at the offensive line. And as a result here, we're really seeing how meaningful that unit is, because they're getting just crushed now by this Steelers defense.
No question. Coming into the game, we liked the Steelers already coming into this game, getting 2.5. And now we feel even more comfortable. What's happening is this. Right tackle Brian O'Neill is out with a right knee injury on that field goal. The center, Kelly, second week in a row, likely concussion. It's like he's just back this time now. He's out. The left guard started out, and left tackle Christian Darrisaw has already given up a sack and a penalty. And so you got TJ Watt and company, essentially 3.5 or 4 out of 5 offensive linemen not healthy for the Vikings. And you see what's happened on the last
Adopt
two
US
series.
Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What grows in the forest? Trees? Sure. Know what else grows in the forest? Our imagination, our sense of wonder, and our family bonds grow too. Because when we disconnect from this and connect with this, we reconnect with each other and build family memories we will carry with us forever. The forest is closer than you think. Find a forest near you and start exploring at discovertheforest.org. It's easy. Just put in your zip code to find family-friendly outdoor destinations near you. You'll also find guides to free activities, games, and amazing forest facts. Give the magic of the outdoors to your kids and reconnect with your family. Find a forest near you at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
This is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms, and your home for Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio.
Bay Buccaneers.
Give us some props and also the takeaways from the injury report Sunday night with a couple guys on the O-line for Dallas and no CD Lamb, what that means.
Well, it's that Green Bay-Dallas game, no top wide receiver for either side, right? Jaden Reed and CD Lamb, that changes the offense. Of course, we like the under a little bit, but not because of that, because both offensive lines have two key guys injured. Dallas has the center and guard injured, and Green Bay has a guard and the right tackle, Zach Tom, injured. And so that's what's going to lead to the offensive mess. Both offenses index about 10 points lower than the opposing defenses in that game.
Okay, then another primetime game. Let's go the back end on Monday night, Denver taking on Cincinnati. And you think the Bengals could really be up against it here?
Well, the Denver is just the healthier side all the way around. Cincinnati's banged up on both sides of the ball. Everyone knows about Joe Burrow, but they've still got their left guard and right guard out. This is why Chase Brown, we like the under on Chase Brown. He indexes on our player edge at 22.8% under projections. So we're taking under 53.5 yards. That's based on their left guard and right guard being injured. And people say Chase Brown's not having a good year. Well, it's because his interior offensive line is injured, and they're not really going to have the passing game to offset it.
Let's go back to last Monday night when it did not go well at all for the Baltimore defense. They had injuries, and it showed, and Detroit exploited them pretty much on every level. The Ravens still have injuries in this game against the Chiefs today. What are you expecting from the Kansas City offense?
Well, Nnamdi Madubuike is huge. We've been saying all along this mysterious neck injury may indeed be a herniated disc and headed for IR, right? And that's what's happened. And that's huge. And the Ravens 3-4, 2.5 of the three starters are out. There's one playing, Madubuike's out, another is out. And what does that do to the run game? You saw what Detroit did to Baltimore in the run game. But, is Kansas City able to run the ball like Gibbs and Montgomery? Maybe not. But if Pacheco and Hunt can average 4.5 yards a carry, which I think they may be able to do, that provides the balance that KC needs, because we all know their tackles are bad in pass-only situations. So that may be the difference maker here in this game.
Doctor, final thing for you here before we get to week 4 coming up in just over an hour. Was there any name today that popped, either inactive or active, that caught you by surprise, or was it all pretty much as you expected?
All as expected. All week we expected Jaden Daniels to be able to play, but they rested one more game. He will be back next week. All week we expected Justin Fields to start, and he is starting. And all week we expected Brock Purdy to play, especially with Mac Jones' PCL aggravation. Purdy's not 100%, but he is playing. But San Francisco remains very injured, and Jacksonville is among the healthiest teams in the league.
Very good. Again, you can go to sicscore.com right now. Get a free week of SIC picks valued at $50. By using the promo code VSIN, you're going to get all their picks, data, and projections as well. And you can follow Dr. David Chow on X at ProFootballDoc. Thank you, sir. We appreciate the time. Good luck today.
Thank you.
There you go. A lot of information there. A lot of you can throw anything at the guy with all this stuff, and he's going to spit back at you all of his years of knowledge and what he thinks is going to happen and how banged up this guy's going to be. I mean, my first takeaway with this Vikings offensive line, God, I wish I had Cleveland plus 4.5 in pocket next week. But what is that number going to be after they're getting absolutely killed today by Pittsburgh?
One more thing. I really love Chargers' longest made field goal. Apparently, it did not go well in practice this week for Koo. He's not even kicking. They're going with Jude McAdamy. Koo couldn't even beat this guy out.
Is DraftKings offering that again this week?
Yeah. But that's.
And by the way, did you notice? Did they move like all games back to 52.5 for the longest field goal from 48.5?
Most games are that, yes.
Most
There
games
are
now
some
are.
50.5s as well. It's just coming out no problem. Like Arizona, Ryland from 57 and hits the net.
Sure. This is from Phil on X. Let's be real. You could have the greatest O-line in front of Wentz and he still stinks. I forgot how bad he was until today. Has it been that bad?
He's made a couple bad decisions, but the injuries haven't helped. They're also playing catch-up, so they haven't been able to run the ball. But this is alarming. They're ready to punch it in to go up 28-6.
No,
it's a hell of a job. Steelers look great. Offense looks great. Rodgers looks good. They're getting 7-8 yard chunks on the ground.
Yeah,
the rushing attack's been there.
I mean, I'm more surprised by the Vikings defense in this game than anything else.
Yeah.
This is not, I mean, the betting market was way wrong on this. Way wrong. I mean, that move from Pittsburgh, the look-ahead line was 2.5 to Minnesota 2.5. And,
remember, they were driving and had to settle for 3, and then it was blocked.
That was right before, yeah.
It could be a lot worse.
Right before the half.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned following us to get the Countdown Show. Stormy Bonatelli, along with Jonathan Von Tobel, Derek Stevens, and Warren Sharp will be among their guests. Good luck today. Hope you crush it with your bets. Talk to you tomorrow on Follow the Money.
At Skechers, comfort is a technology. That's right. You don't just make a shoe and hope it comes out comfortable. It takes research, innovations, compounds, engineering, and so much more to feel so comfortable you'd swear you're wearing pillows on your feet. We have features like Skechers Air-Cooled Memory Foam and fits like Relax Fit, Stretch Fit, Wide Fit, Arch Fit, and so many more to make the shoe feel like it was custom-made just for your foot. Plus, we have hands-free Skechers Slip-ins technology. Just step in and go. Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever comfortable footwear is sold.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Cashing out with Dustin Sweetelson.
Cleveland is a top 3, top 4 defense, somewhere in that range. And I do think that they can limit this Detroit attack some, especially if they take away the run, force Goff to be a passer, and then be a sitting duck for a guy like Myles Garrett. When I look at this game, I can only lean Cleveland. Kevin Stefanski, 5-1 against the spread against the NFC North in his career. Now, I'm not saying they're going to beat the line, but I say they can stay within the number.
Cashing out weeknights from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern on SiriusXM 158 and on the SiriusXM app.
Progressive's Teen Driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
This is VEASAN Primetime.
Touchdown Lions, and the money line now down to minus 140 on the Baltimore Ravens. This is an impressive, what we saw, 98-yard drive, almost 11 minutes, man.
That should not happen against the John Harbaugh defense. You cannot allow a team to drive 98 yards on you, and that makes a big statement.
VEASAN Primetime, weekdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on VEASAN, the Sports Betting Network.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95%.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Casino in Las Vegas. Live it up with the world's largest sports book, Circa Sports.
Get loose and get loud with all sports, all seasons at Stadium Swim. Take in the $1 million views at our rooftop lounge, Legacy Club. Go big and go all night with our luxurious rooms and suites. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
Beeson by the Books with Dave Ross and Jensen Lewis.
I would argue that the best start through 3 weeks of the NFL season has been had by the Los Angeles Chargers. 3 wins, but not just your run-of-the-mill 3 wins to get to 3-0. All divisional foes.
Download the VEASAN by the Books podcast and other VEASAN shows wherever you listen to podcasts.
This is VEASAN, the sports betting network.
This is Countdown to Kickoff on VEASAN, the sports betting network.
It's week 4 in the NFL. One game already in action. Who saw this coming? How about the Pittsburgh Steelers up 24-6 in the third quarter right now, despite being a 2.5-point dog against the Minnesota Vikings in Dublin. We'll keep you updated on this fourth quarter, as well as hit you with all of the need-to-know actives and inactives. Line moves galore as we welcome you into VEASAN's Countdown to Kickoff. Stormy Bonantoni, Jonathan Von Tobel with you. And let's jump right in with our first guest of the day. Derek Stevens joins us, as he always does, off the top. Owner and CEO of Circa Resort and Casino, where we're broadcasting from, home of the world's largest sports book. And I heard a lot of books saying that they needed Pittsburgh today. So how is this early result going for Circa Sports?
It's the same thing. We're happy with how this is developing as it stands right now. I do find this interesting early game, a huge amount of in-game wagering, more than what we're normally seeing. Maybe that it has to do with a lot of people just missed kickoff.
Missed kickoff, showed up to watch the games because they got to get a spot early, right? So then you're like, oh, there's a game on. Might as well just start firing away at this point right now. All right, so 24-6 there. We'll keep our eye on it. You were mentioning that you had a customer at the window right now firing away on some stuff. Anything notable coming down late for you guys as we're an hour away from kickoff?
Yeah, a couple of things I was going to talk about. On that Bills-Saints game, we saw some money come in overnight total, pushing that up to 49. We saw the Commanders-Falcons game. We saw money come in Atlanta. We went from 2 to 2.5 overnight. We went from 43 to 44, so over in that game. We saw over money coming in the Titans-Texans game. We saw a huge amount of money coming in on the Raiders today.
Okay.
Notice that, yeah. You know, when I was sitting here recently, when this game was picked and went to 1.5, 2. We're gonna start shading pretty soon. Maybe to 2 minus 20. That could be the next move. And then the Ravens money. We went from 2.5 minus 115 last night. We are now 2.5 minus 125. At Circa Sports, that's as far as we go.
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, we will not go. So you know, these guys have their toes on the edge of that cliff. Yep. You know, they do not want to go to 3, but that's the next move.
And another one that you told us about as you were walking in, that the Jags have moved down to 3. You just took a big bet on Jacksonville against 49ers today?
Yeah, so this is that was like really the overnight moves, and then what we've seen here this morning here in the last hour or so, we have seen substantial under money in the 49er game. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, when I sat here at 5 p.m., the total is 46.5. We're posting a 45 right now. So we saw a lot of under money, and then we took some Jacksonville money. So we were 3.5 previously. We just went to a 3. 49ers a 3. So off of those moves. Where do JVT? Where do you stand right now in the Jacksonville 49er total with us at a 45? Are Circa Sports kind of standing out on that one?
Yeah, the low on the board is 45. That's you guys, and then one other shop nationally has a 46. So you guys are the low total on the board.
There you go. You got to shop. Yep. You got to shop.
Yeah.
If you like the over, you got a 45 sitting here at Circa Sports.
So outside, I mean, maybe Minnesota-Pittsburgh is the answer to this question, but if it's not, as it's shaping up to be right now, what's the biggest need of the morning window?
Oh, the morning window. The morning window biggest need is we're going to need we're going to need the Lions today. And I would say we're going to need the Lions, and we're going to need the 49ers is later, but we'll need the Lions early on.
I always feel like that's unique here because you are such a Detroit-friendly book in general that you would think more people are coming to the counter and laying it, but I guess the double digits is a little bit too rich for people against this Cleveland defense.
I think that's exactly it. Yeah, I mean, I get to root for the Lions with a monetary interest, so that's good. But they don't book it there. They book it the way they have to. So we just saw a good amount of Browns money coming in over the weekend.
All right, the big spread of the morning window and the top pick in Survivor, Buffalo. But it's down to 14.5 here at Circa. Totals at 49. So what's this been like? Because I believe you guys opened 15.5, did you not?
We opened 15.5, and we went to a 17.
Wow.
And since we hit that high, it's been nothing but Saints money. Now, I can't believe it's because the Saints looked so good in Seattle last week. I think it's just basically a lot of people saying, man, this is the NFL. Anything can happen. That number's too big.
And some defensive injuries still there for Buffalo. By the way, Matt Milano and Ed Oliver still out as far as that game goes today. But that defense in general has had some flaws. You know, maybe they let their foot off the gas in the fourth quarter if they do get a big lead. Like, I can definitely see that approach to it. We actually used the plus 15.5 in the Circa Millions as one of our plays this week in the contest, but not a side bet I was willing to make today, especially because one of my Survivor entries is on Buffalo as well. I would like to just get that one over with and through.
I got it. You know, Buffalo, I thought it would be a little more highly selected. I said I thought it could be as much as 50% of the remaining survivors. It came in at only 30%. I personally think Buffalo makes more sense than taking the Texans, who was the second choice. But
hey, we have that one too.
But in our defense, we had already used Buffalo, so the Texans.
Oh, yeah, okay. I get that.
Yep, the most reasonable choice afterward. Especially with what you're talking about, Derek. There, in terms of availability, from what I was looking at, there were plenty of people who had the Bills still, and I thought they would use it for this week. But I don't know, maybe they're using it for next week against New England, because after that, there's not that many opportunities.
No, I mean, I think after week 5, I mean, if you haven't used Buffalo, like, you got to really question, like, what are you saving them for? I mean, I get there's some future value, maybe week 14 against Cincinnati, but come on, you've got you know, effectively the biggest favorite of the year today. And next week, they're going to be a big favorite as well. But after that, why are you hanging on to them?
I was just surprised to see how many different teams were selected this week that were still going so deep into the pockets, I guess, of NFL teams, especially knowing what we know about a handful of teams. And I heard you say last night when I was making my drive from Ames to Omaha, I was listening to the football contest show that you guys do here on Saturday nights. And you were talking about people just getting too cute and saying, I'm going to take my chance on the Dolphins, even though I have the Buffalo Bills available today. It's so strange how some people think, but hey, it's your money. Do what you want with it.
Yeah, that's what makes it fascinating, actually. But yeah, I mean, this week, 25 different teams selected in Circa Survivor. I still think it's going to start narrowing down at some point, but it just hasn't yet.
All right, let's take a look at some of these other games. One we haven't mentioned with you yet, Chargers and Giants. You guys are sitting at a 6, juice to the dog side, 43.5. What's been the tail for this one this week? Yeah,
it's been Giants money. I think there's a little bit of hope on this Jackson Dart play that maybe he's going to do something here. So that's the only thing I can really see. Chargers have looked good so far. So for us, it's been a little more Giants money than Charger money, but nothing over the top.
And the news of this one, too, by the way, Stormy, is I know Mitch and Paul mentioned it. Younghoe Koo didn't even get the kicking job. They signed him, and then they gave it to the kid from Rutgers. So that's going to be something worth monitoring here, too, for New York.
No question about it. How about the Rams and Colts? Because, I mean, two teams doing really well to start the season, but Indianapolis, I know there's been some questions about the opponents they've played, and now they've got the Los Angeles Rams this week. Where are you guys sitting on this one, and how much play have you seen on this game in general?
I think we've seen good two-way. I think the general consensus is the Daniel Jones story it's still too early to anoint him, and I think Rams are coming off of a tough game against Philly. So we've had good two-way, but I would not be surprised to see the Rams move up and us taking Rams money over the next few hours here.
By the way, we have a 2-point conversion, so it's a 10-point game out in Dublin. You got like 7.5 minutes left to go, 8 minutes left to go, so something worth monitoring at the very least. All right, what about Green Bay and Dallas, Derek? This is our Sunday night game, but we do get the big injury news that CeeDee Lamb will not play. Probably not worth like a full point, but what did you guys do here?
You know, the CeeDee Lamb news, I don't really think moved the market at all because I think it was built into the market. I don't think anyone expected CeeDee Lamb to play. So we have not seen a move other than maybe a little move on the under. We're at 46.5. We were at 48 a couple days ago. So a little bit on the under. I mean, everybody's talking about Micah Parsons coming back and all that, but nothing so far.
Speaking of injuries being built into the number, would you say that's fair for what we're seeing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week as well? No Mike Evans, but they get Chris Godwin back, interest in Wirfs up front, and I've seen that 3.5 prevailing most of the week.
Yeah, I think there really weren't a whole lot of unique surprises on injuries that popped up. I think on the prior segment when Mitch and Paul were talking to Doc over there, and he kind of went through the fact that everything kind of fell into what people expected. There's no big shock that came up this morning.
Would you be scared to move to 7.5 here with Tennessee and Houston? I know you guys are at 7 minus 115 right now.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen here at this point. This will not be one of the most wagered games.
Really? That's surprising. Yeah.
But no, the numbers held fine. It's been kind of hanging at that 7 number since Tuesday. So I can't see us making a move on that in the next 45 minutes.
A lot of people have called that Baltimore-Kansas City game the potential game of the day. How do you see it, and where you guys sit and still firm at the 2.5?
Yeah, certainly going to be the most wagered game of the day. This is the game that last night we had the Ravens 2.5 minus 115, and then it's just been Ravens money all morning. We're at 2.5 minus 125, and we're praying we can get to kickoff without having to move to a 3. That's kind of where we're at. If we move to a 3, it's sweat day for the bookmakers. I can tell you that.
Last 45 seconds. Anything notable in New England and Carolina? I should note that one too. That was the 5th most selected team in Survivor, I believe. New England.
Yep.
No, nothing really. I mean, 5.5. It's kind of a funny number. It hasn't moved.
Yeah.
24 no picks in Survivor. I don't understand how this happens every week. It blows my mind.
It's unbelievable. No picks went up. I couldn't believe it. And in Circa Millions, it's the last week of the first quarter here, so we've got a race to the finish with a couple people at 14-1 and 1 and 14 on the opposite side of things.
You're going to be signing some checks, doling out some cash here pretty soon. Derek Stevens, owner and CEO here at Circa, the Golden Gate and the D in downtown. We're going to step aside. When we come back, diving into as many games as possible here on the early slate, and still to come as well, Warren Sharp in about 30 minutes with some of his best bets for this week 4 Sunday slate. We'll be right back.
With the Bloomberg Business of Sports Report, I'm Michael Barr. Investor Mark Hine has acquired a minority stake in Major League Baseball's Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles are controlled by an ownership group led by Carlyle Group co-founder David Rubenstein. Last year, the Orioles were valued at $1.7 billion. Hine joins a list of investors and finance executives who have joined Orioles ownership, including Michael Arrogati, Cal Ripken Jr., and former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, founder and majority owner of Bloomberg LP, the parent company of Bloomberg Radio. Rogers Communications is drawing broad interest from private investors for a stake in its sports and entertainment business. That's according to its CEO, as the Canadian company debates whether to take its sports assets public in the future. The company plans to trigger a legal agreement to buy the remaining 25% of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Lucky to beat them in week 1. There is a conversation to be had that the Seahawks should be 4-0. Instead, they're 3-1. The Seattle Seahawks, man, I am very intrigued by them. I'm not prisoner of the moment. I'm not overreacting to what we just saw. I think this defense is the truth.
Cashing out Saturday through Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Countdown to Kickoff on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
All right, y'all, we're 45 minutes out from game time of the early slate, although we do have one game in action already out there in Dublin as we welcome you back to VSiN's Countdown to Kickoff. Stormy Bontoni, Jonathan Von Tobel with you. Happy to be with you wherever you may be watching or listening from. SiriusXM Channel 158, YouTube TV, the VSiN Watch app, Marquee this morning, any of our great affiliates. Let's have some fun here because we've got a lot of games to get to. Do want to update you in this game in Dublin. 10-point game still. Yep. The Minnesota Vikings scored and went for 2 to make it 24-14. Steelers just crossed midfield, first and 10 for them with about 5.5 minutes to go. So we'll see if anything crazy happens.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of the analysis has been Carson Wentz sucks, which Carson Wentz has not been good. I do think we have to have a little bit more nuance with our analysis on a game like this. I'm surprised that Brian Flores' defense has played the way that it has in this game. You know, in the first touchdown drive for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm sitting there not yelling at my phone because it's very early, but thinking intensely as I watch the game. Dude, we're playing this soft coverage. We're playing off DK Metcalf, giving him free releases into the middle of the field. They were absolutely killing him in that regard. DK Metcalf's been great. 5 receptions, 126 and a touchdown. I've been surprised about this defense. And dare we say, we talked about Flores as assistant coach of the year. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Maybe he loses out on it today because this has been a very, very puzzling performance for this defense overall for Minnesota, given how dominant it showed it to be last week. And by the way, another run has Pittsburgh set up inside the 10-yard line of Minnesota.
And we even talked on Money Moves this week about Aaron Rodgers against Brian Flores in the past and that it hadn't gone well. And even a year ago when he was with the Jets overseas in that game, he had 3 interceptions and they caused him a lot of problems. Not so much today. Is worth noting as well for Minnesota offensively, as much as you might want to blame Carson Wentz for stuff, the offensive line has been a problem. They already entered the game down their left guard, Donovan Jackson. Their right tackle, Brian O'Neill, had to leave with a knee injury. Ryan Kelly was evaluated for a concussion at center, and their left tackle, Christian Darrisaw, flagged for a penalty, gets beat for a sack. Like, it hasn't been a great day for him either. There's been a lot of issues for Minnesota.
No, there has been, and now all of a sudden, you're staring 2-2 in the face. And guess what comes up next? Not a bye, but you get to take on the Cleveland Browns. So that's going to be massive when you're talking about staying those consecutive weeks out there, but also with a banged up offensive line, having to deal with that front seven. And then you have to ask the question, okay, do we, because I saw a lot of, I'll bet J.J. McCarthy's ankle is going to be healed next week. Well, is it? Because would you want to put J.J. McCarthy behind an offensive line that might be missing 3 starters, 4 starters, taking on a Browns defense and a pass rusher like Myles Garrett on a neutral field? Or would you rather have him take the extra week off and, no offense, Carson, have him eat it and take the lumps, see if you can get through that game, and then have him be ready for when you come back and get the Philadelphia Eagles? I mean, it doesn't really help, but at the very least, you're going to get a bye when you come back from across the pond. That at least makes a difference.
That's a great point. And reminder, everybody, football meets flavor with VSiN and Omaha Steaks this football season, the official sponsor of tailgating. Built for the grill, Omaha Steaks smash burgers are pre-smashed, crafted from premium aged beef, go from freezer to bun in just 5 minutes with juicy, unforgettable flavor. And get this, as a VSiN exclusive right now, you get 16 free smash burgers with any order of $129 or more, plus 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com/VSiN. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details, but I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. And you mentioned the Eagles. Let's go there because they are visiting Tampa Bay Buccaneers today. On the look-ahead line, Philadelphia was -2.5, reopened 3, but we've seen 3.5 in favor of Philadelphia most of the week. This total toggling between 44, 44.5. And I mentioned in the first segment when we had Derek Stevens on the program, as far as the injury news goes, we know Mike Evans is out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the next 3 to 4 weeks dealing with an injury, but they do get Chris Godwin back. They do get their starting left tackle, Tristan Wirfs, back for the first time this season. How do you evaluate things with the issues that Tampa has been having with all of their injuries against the Eagles team?
I don't know. Like, this is one. No, seriously, because so when you were gone on Friday, we usually do our market ratings, and we had shown that the market had essentially downgraded the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you were going to put Tampa Bay where they've been rated for the last few weeks, that would mean that Philadelphia had been upgraded to far and away the best team in the National Football League, and we haven't seen that from Philadelphia that would warrant such a move. So the only thing that makes sense is that the market, because of everything going on with Tampa Bay, had downgraded to the point where it was a team that was much lower than it was in previous weeks. It makes sense to an extent, but with Wirfs coming back, Godwin put up a piece. I don't know if you saw it. Like, he's back. He's 100%. He feels like he's ready to go. You still have Emeka Buka, who's been very, very good as a rookie wide receiver. Baker Mayfield, although dinged up, is active. All this being said is, I think maybe I'm just coming back to the point of maybe 3.5 is a little too much. You get reports from on the ground that it feels like it's well over 100 degrees and humid out there. We've talked about how Philly has taken the steps necessary, it believes, to go out there and get ready for the humidity and the heat.
Leave a day early, get acclimated.
Right. But does it take a day when you have locals who are sitting there complaining about how hot it is, and you're going to go out there and play at a sport like this? And I do wonder if that really does wear on them here. So the more I've thought about this, the more I've looked at it, the better the injury report has looked for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. To me, it's been more of, you know what, I would rather have the Bucs or pass in a game like this.
Interesting note here, too. Jalen Hurts specifically, 1-4 career against the Bucs. His most losses against any team. He has as many picks as he does touchdown passes against this team, with 5 and 14 sacks in those games, also completing just 58% of his passes against Todd Bowles' defense.
Just a quick note. So on 4th and goal, the Steelers decide to go with an off-tackle run from like the 3-yard line and don't get it. Yeah. So the Vikings are going to take over down 10 with 4 minutes left to go from their own 1-yard line or so. Improbable, but not impossible. Only down by 10. And an interesting decision from a play calling standpoint. I don't mind going for it, but from a play calling standpoint, interesting to just run off tackle when you can maybe do something a little bit better to try to get a touchdown there.
It's not the witching hour because it's just one game, but like, what do we call this if we get early morning overseas chaos?
I don't know. We'll have to look up something.
We'll come up with something good.
This is in Ireland. I was going to say something British, but no, so we have to have something like Irish, not British.
It's the land of U2 and Guinness, so I hope everybody's enjoying themselves.
I mean, you won't care, but speaking of witching hour and madness, yesterday in the Premier League was crazy.
Okay, moving on. Saints and Bills. Look ahead number on this one was Buffalo -12.5. Opened 15.5, out as high as Derek told us to 17. We're seeing mostly 14.5s in the market now. Regardless, This is the biggest spread of the week. We don't usually see these types of lines until a little bit later on in the season, but a Buffalo team that for many have as a top 2 power rated team taking on what many have as the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah. So again, I am asking for a little bit of nuance when we're talking about evaluating some of these teams. Go back to last week for New Orleans. A lot of people can sit there and say Spencer Rattler stinks. This team's a nightmare. But last week boiled down to an absolute catastrophe on special teams for New Orleans. When you look at the way this thing went down, when you talk about blocked punts, field goals that were blocked and or missed, allowed punt returns for touchdowns, so much of the damage that Seattle did was on special teams. Now, that special teams remains mostly intact. You can't just shoot them off into the sun. That's going to be a small problem. But when you had such massive negatives on special teams, for example, you had a touchdown run of just 11, a touchdown drive Seattle did of just 11 yards, a punt return for a touchdown, another scoring drive of less than 40 yards for a touchdown. They were getting set up so well that if New Orleans can just stop being absolutely abhorrent on special teams, maybe they give themselves a little bit more of a competitive shot. Buffalo has been, of course, sitting back and resting. They played last Thursday. But, Stormy, they're not in perfect health, and I don't think it's the craziest thing in the world if this team is going to be able to stay inside of this big number, especially over 14.5, 15 like we had in the contest. So I think we might see him stay inside. This 17 does seem crazy. I didn't see that popped, but it makes sense, especially if you got a full 17 there, if you took it.
And I mean, we saw what the Miami Dolphins were able to do to keep it close and score on this Buffalo Bills defense that has taken its lumps. And you mentioned not at full health. The big ones, Matt Milano and Ed Oliver, out once again for that side of the ball. The Panthers and Patriots, the Patriots on the look-ahead line were 3.5, got out as high as 6, as low as 4.5 point favorites. Mostly 5.5s I'm seeing here. It looks like Chuba Hubbard and Tedero McMillan, who are both questionable, are going to go today. So that's good news for the Carolina Panthers. How do you see this one?
I'm going to sit down. I'm going to be agnostic. I'm going to sit on the sidelines. I think if you were to tell me right now, just pick a side, I would go with New England. They were awful in terms of turning the ball over. I know that you have, it seems, a personal angst, even though you were involved in that game with all the lost fumbles. By the way, we're getting explosive here. Look at this.
Stop it right now. We're going to get some chaos, guys.
Jordan Addison with a massive play down the right sideline. So you're going to have a 1st and goal from the 1 with 3 minutes left to go. Ooh. Vikings only have 1 timeout, so you're still in a sticky situation. Like, you got to score now. But this is going to be a little interesting here when it comes to this game in Dublin. But long story short, the Patriots should have won that game. They should have won it going away against this Steelers team that is now up over the Minnesota Vikings in Dublin. Fumbles tend to be random. I don't think that's going to happen again. And I didn't really love what you saw from Carolina. So give me New England.
I ended up using the Panthers in a teaser, so bringing that 5.5 up to 11.5. The Patriots 1-6 ATS and straight up as favorites since the start of 2023, which kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. This is the largest favorites role they've had since week 7 of 2022. They're also 3-16 straight up at home since the start of the 2023 season. I know it's a new regime and all of that stuff, but at least some trends that stuck out to me as I was going through this. Again, I didn't take the 5.5, but bringing that up to 11.5, pairing it in a teaser with the Houston Texans just to win by 1. The season might have started, ladies and gentlemen, but don't forget, you can still join the VSiN Average Joe contest sponsored by Edge Boost. Each week, you make 7 picks, NFL or college, if you want to throw that in there. Best score of the week wins $500. Plus, if you have an Edge Boost account already, then it's $1,000 every week. If that's not enough, they've got quarterly prizes, airfare to Las Vegas, and a free 2-night stay right here at Circa, where we're broadcasting from, plus your chance to come hang out with us. Join a VSiN show. Free to play. Enter anytime. VSiN.com/Joe. Warren Sharp.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy. And I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between, it really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask what